to the college football level, as Pro Football Focus in particular, it takes a look at duos and position groups and power rankings and just about any area that you could evaluate or at least speculate, probably is a better word, about your football team. They give you lots of talking points, and we've got three more that are out today. The one that I thought was that sends me to the list with the greatest curiosity. Maybe that's a good way to phrase it, because I just don't know where we're going to slot in some of these things anymore. But I thought this one was interesting. It was a ranking of each NFL team's top quarterback pass catching duo. Can be either a wide receiver or a tight end. I'd say in almost every case, it would behoove your franchise if that second player is a receiver and not a tight end. Not that the tight ends don't have value, and not that Travis Kelce doesn't and Mahomes together don't spit right in the face of that opinion. But outside of Kelce and Mahomes, is there another tight end that was the foundation of your passing attack among these championship winners? Gronk? Maybe Gronk would be another, although at times it was Edelman or Amendola or Randy Moss or someone else.
Among the championship title winners?
Yeah.
No.
Right? It's usually a receiver, right?
Yes.
If it is, the passing game is usually, defined by the receiving and the receiving weapons. Certainly tight end's a very important position. Don't get me wrong. But as I went to this list, let's just put it this way. Wherever Trevor and his partner rank on this list, the partner's not Brenton Strange. Let's just put it that way. This isn't real hard at the top, is it? What's the number one right now passer receiving combo in the NFL? If you could take any quarterback and his top receiver.
I'd probably take Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Of course you would. Is it close? I'm not saying there's not there might be someone with just as good all-around weapons. There's certainly better teams, but just when it comes to the quarterback and his top receiving weapon, it's Burrow and Chase. They're both top three. Is there anybody else on this list where both are going to be top three? Spoiler alert, no, there's not. So Burrow and Chase are a clear number one in my mind. I think number two is pretty defined too, in all fairness. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown.
Okay.
Been putting up big numbers and now winning championships. This I thought was high. Number three, I don't think you'd get E.
If you're going to say that, then it's not Tyreek and Tua.
Tyreek and Tua, I'm going to are number 8.
It can't be Justin Jefferson and
No, J.J. McCarthy tamps them down. Justin Jefferson and J.J. McCarthy on this list are maybe they are a little bit higher. Hold on. Check. I got to go on the phone here till the computer decides it wants to play along this morning. Wow. Really holding him down, buddy. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson, 8, 19.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So that shows you, man.
Yeah.
It shows you one thing, how important the quarterback is.
Yes.
Because Justin Jefferson's the second best receiver, if not the first best receiver in the entire league. And he's all the way down to 19 because of the uncertainty around J.J. McCarthy. So, now, back to number 3, though. You got to guess number 3.
Okay. It won't be Lamar and Mark Andrews.
It's Lamar and
Zay Flowers.
And Zay Flowers. And guess what? I'll just give you a spoiler alert. There's another pairing behind Trevor. Lamar and Zay Flowers are 16. Justin Jefferson and J.J. McCarthy are 19. I will say they're both behind Trevor. And let's be honest, we know who it's Brian Thomas Jr.
Uh-huh.
At least they're not going to give it to Travis Hunter yet, and it's certainly not anyone else on the receiving corps. So it's Trevor and Brian Thomas Jr. And by the way, they're not super high. It's more just to tell you that Lamar is 16 and that Justin Jefferson is 19. That's kind of a good way to look at Lamar and Zay Flowers. That's too low, man.
Yeah, that's
too low.
It is.
That's too low, period. I mean, look, what's the context here? Is the context on you've got 3rd and 8 and you got a passer and a pass receiver and what are they going to get? Or you're going to play a whole season and how productive are these two players going to be combined? And if you're going to combine Lamar's production with me, we're going to be top 10. Number 3, E, I'm going to give you a hint, is in the division.
In our division?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, then that's Baker and Mike Evans.
That's not our division. Where are you at?
I'm thinking of Florida. Let's see. We got Jacksonville. It ain't going to be nobody in Jacksonville, Tennessee. It ain't going to be Jacksonville.
It's early in the morning, gang. If I ask him this question at 9, we're through this segment already. My man's brushing away the cobwebs. Let me get in this. C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one right there.
That's a good one. C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins. I think Stroud is more the wild card there. Number 4, Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin.
Okay.
And that is okay, but you can take Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin, and I'll take Lamar and Zay, and we'll see how it goes. Huh?
I think Stafford and Puka should get some more love.
You know what? Puka ain't the guy, speaking of eyebrow raising.
Ooh.
Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans are number 5, ET. Then you got Jared Goff and Amon-Ra. They're 6. Dak and CD are 7. 2 and Tyreek, I told you already. Stafford, it is Puka. Stafford and Puka Nacua are number 9. I've seen some that pair Devontae Adams with Stafford already.
Huh?
This is high. Michael Penix, Drake London at 10. I'll take Trevor and BTJ over that all day long, buddy.
Yeah, me too.
Herbert and Ladd McConkey. That's about Trevor and Brian Thomas Jr. We should be showing up here soon. Number 12, Jordan Love and Jaden Reed. Number 13, Mahomes. They go Rashee Rice. You forget Rashee Rice missed all last year, don't you, E?
Yeah.
And you forget what he was really emerging into, and now off-field, lunacy, made that career arc forgettable for us. Let's see how he bounces back. Number 14, Brock Purdy and George Kittle got a tight end signing. 15, Trevor and Brian Thomas Jr. That's not bad, is it? Although as good as Brian Thomas Jr. is, that number should be higher. At 15, that would put at least this pairing of receiving duos or, combos. They got Trevor and Brian Thomas Jr. ahead of Lamar and Zay Flowers, ahead of Josh Allen and Khalil Shakir, ahead of J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson, ahead of Caleb Williams and DJ Moore, ahead of Darnold and Smith and Jigba, ahead of Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton. Again, I'm just here. And by the way, that was 5th in the AFC. Of the combos in the AFC, that was 5th. And granted, you're giving us power of attorney over Lamar and the Ravens, and I don't like that. Anyway, that's just one of those lists. And guess what, gang? I've got more, Swipe. Well, good for Hick, I suppose. The Mets beat the Dodgers late last night out west, 6-1. Peter Alonso, the former Gator, had a big day for those Mets fans in attendance, and Mets beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3. Hick gets a split. I think they go on to Colorado. Nice job by your Marlins, E. We said yesterday that Colorado had won their first series since 2024. Well, they now have their first sweep since it was either May or June of last year, because the Rockies went into Miami and just partied on South Beach, brother.
I should have picked the Dodgers.
You picked a bad It's early, man. Your baseball blood is very, very thin.
I should have picked the Dodgers.
You need to dump this loser franchise, the Marlins, bro. I'm not even kidding.
I'm going to ride with them, man.
Yeah, you know what the other half of that phrase is? That's what you're going to do with them.
I'm going to die with them.
That's what you're going to do with them. All right, let's get up and going and settled. We've got Doc Kevin Murphy coming up at the 7 o'clock hour, so we'll run any injury concerns past the doc. It's a custom tree surgeons Thursday. Jag talk and more as we motor you through into a Friday and the weekend. It's a bit of a sandwich day. We had Matt Every in yesterday. Maddie's going to rejoin us tomorrow. I got some nervous Nellies around here over this ethereal power ranking that Matt and his baseball buddies have put together. I've received a couple of texts already from some coworkers here. We need to all settle down. I'm gonna have to vet the list. If you missed it yesterday, Matt was sitting over there like he'd swallowed, like he had bird feathers coming out the side of his mouth. You know what I mean? Yep. Cat swallowed the canary. I'm like, what are you giggling at over there? He said, we're at the baseball game. I was with all my buddies, a chain. There's like 7 or 8 of us. And, we got kind of hectic, and we did the 1010XL power ratings. Oh, boy. So I'm going to reserve the right, ET, to vet the list. And if the list ever makes air here tomorrow, then it'll be good news for us.
Oh, yeah.
If we just quietly go through a Friday like nothing happened, bump that list. That's what I say.
This list sucks.
We got to get the T-shirts going.
We do.
We got to really come up with like 5 or 6 of these little truisms of the drill.
That's a dub.
Yeah, that's a dub. You know it. This is the drill. You're listening to 1010XL on 92.5 FM.
The drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Catch a side draft on a super speedway.
Closing the gap.
This Sunday at Michigan International Speedway.
This time it's going to pay off.
NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on 1010XL.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey, say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bow9 Associates. Hick it here from my friends at Bow9. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you the latest options. Evo implantable Collamer lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision, no hassle, no fuss. Are you ready to see the difference? It's easy. Call now or visit Bow9.com for a free screening. Bow9 Associates. They're keeping the First Coast focused.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
I'm Max Fink. Join me for the Gator Report on 1010XL as I break down the latest storylines in Gator Nation.
Put together by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go, Gators!
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right. Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boatcierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
The 2025 season schedule has dropped, and single-game tickets are on sale now. Be at the bank to watch Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, and the Jaguars take on the biggest names in the NFL. Don't miss your favorite matchup and secure your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. See you this fall, Jags fans.
Yes, sir. That's the best decision.
I love it. Listen all day as 1010XL gives you news, notes, and analysis of organized team activities as they get ready for the upcoming season. Our coverage of OTAs is hoisted by Heroes Lawn Care and Hurricane Grill and Wings.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather now hot as can be, look ahead and get that backyard ready for fall with a new open air or screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. So if you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacks Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacks Beach or visit apexroofingfl.com.
Want a simple way to boost your company's image without a big renovation? A fresh paint job in your brand's colors can increase recognition up to 80%. At Performance Painting, we help companies stand out with clean, on-brand finishes that impress clients and energize employees. From color consultations to low-odor coatings that won't disrupt operations, we've got you covered. Visit performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. 1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back here on the drill. Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. Those axes sharpened down there in Gainesville, where Billy Napier better come out swinging, man. Remember, I've been talking about how where PFF is ranking these certain things, right? And look, I know that the variables can be slightly different, whether you're talking college football or, or professional football in the NFL. But I mean, don't they say that real success is built in the trenches, on the lines of scrimmage? And in college football, if you've dominated offensive or defensive line, you got a head start. Any level, if you have a top 3 offensive or defensive line in the NFL, I bet you were a playoff team last year. I could be wrong, but boy, it sure seems likely. And if you have a top 4 or 5 offensive and defensive line, aren't you automatically kind of slotted into contender status? It's a harder question because in the NFL and fantasy football and everything else, we don't look at offensive and defensive line rankings. If I ask you right now to name the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, you'd rattle something off pretty quick. If I ask you to name the top 10 offensive lines in the league, for the most part, you'd guess. But those that are really looking in the trenches and grading how guys are doing, stuff rates and pressure rates and all that good stuff, can come up with a guide. All right, so if we can all come to an agreement that, man, the trenches, offensive and defensive line, you're off to a good start if you're title chasing, if you've got among the best in the country with those position groups. They can cover up some other areas of both that offense and that defense. Now, the most important position in all of football is, let's magnify that. The most important position in all of sports is quarterback. So, E.T., let's take colors and logos and local opinion out of the equation. If I gave you a generic college football team right now, it just said Power 5 Team A. And it was, June, headed toward the opening of fall camp. And Pro Football Focus is grading every aspect of every college football program. And this generic college football program is rated as having the 4th best defensive line in college football with 1 or 2 first-round prospects. They have also been graded as the number 4 offensive line in college football with at least 1 first-round draft pick prospect. And this generic football program has been rated with the fourth best quarterback room in college football. So if I told you a generic college football program out there was viewed to have the fourth best offensive line in all of college football, the fourth best defensive line in all of college football, and the fourth best quarterback room in all of college football, could you tell me what the expectations for that program would be?
Oh, at least the playoffs.
At least the playoffs. Of course it would. Pro Football Focus offseason grading, ranking, viewing of the programs. They look all over the country, including that talent-rich SEC, and the University of Florida has the number 4 offensive line grouping, the number 4 defensive line grouping, and the number 4 quarterback room led by DJ Lagway. So you tell me what the expectation should be. Schedule be damned. If you're the number 4 offensive line, the number 4 defensive line, and you got the 4th best quarterback, if you don't go 10-2, then you've underachieved. I don't care what the schedule is. I'll view it this way. A team like Alabama or Georgia, if we went back last year, would have had a top 4 offensive line, a top 4 defensive line, and a top 5 quarterback. And they went 10-2, and their fans screamed bloody murder. Bama maybe even 9-3. Scream bloody murder wasn't good enough. That's where top four get you. So if you're going to scream bloody murder that with all that talent, you can only go 10-2, 11-2, 9-3, you damn well better not be 7-5 or even 8-4. This will be Billy Napier's best shot. I'm going to say this. This will be his best shot. If this shot doesn't hit, this will be his best shot at national relevance. It's all set up. He's taken all the bullets. He's made all the rookie mistakes. He's droned on in his press conferences. He's made you pull your hair, scratch your eyeballs out at times. And with all that said and done, he sits now with a team positioned talent-wise to be on par with any in the country. Now, I haven't forgotten, there's a lot of other position groups. There's linebacker, there's secondary, there's receivers, there's running backs. And by the way, E.T., I did go back and look. Florida did not crack top 10 in running back or receiver. I think running back, that's a mistake. Although I know that there is a stable of running backs at 30 programs around the country. So let's just say this. The receiving and the running back won't be a weakness. Not like they got the number 4 offensive line, the number 4 quarterback. Again, PFF, not me. Number 4 offensive line, number 4 quarterback, and don't have skill players. They got a bunch of them. A bunch. So, yeah, let the expectations ratchet up. They can be, a demand. Yeah, Florida fan, it's fair after sitting through the last 3 years with this coach, last 4 or 5 overall, it's fair for your expectations this year to be a demand, a referendum, as it were. And, perhaps it will be. Sometimes the sum, the parts don't equal the sum. They don't mix and match. ESPN has released a ranking of the top 25 in likelihood to win the national championship, okay? Texas is standing strong at 22.2% chance to win it all, man. That's a massive favorite role. You're giving you almost a quarter of a chance to win it all. They're number 1 in ESPN's FBI, also number 1. I imagine this is going to correspond pretty well to ESPN's FPI. I think Florida was 19 there, a little lower than we're seeing in some of the other offseason polls. Georgia is given second best chance to win a natty at 17.5%. That's a little higher than you see some Georgia. So that means Georgia and Texas make up 40% of the chance to win the natty this year, at least according to these percentages. Ohio State has an 11%. Basically, what this is telling me, you're going to have 20 teams with like a 3% chance. Alabama, 10%. So we got 10.4, 11.6. That's what, 22 and 40. That's, almost 2/3 of the vote goes to these guys. Penn State, 7.6%. Oregon, 4.8%. So now we're down to the long shots. There's really not much difference here between Oregon at number 6 and however far we go down to find Miami or Florida or others. Clemson 3.8. Miami 3.2. Eighth best chance. I think we talked a lot about the Canes yesterday, but I think the schedule and two, let's not discount this, two premier non-conference games, right? Miami plays Notre Dame and Florida. So you can't get to the end of the year and then quibble with them about their schedule if they win those games in particular. So Miami 8 at 3.2%. Notre Dame checks in 2.4. Tennessee 2.3. Florida sits right where their overall power ranking was, 19. I feels low based on some of these other things we're talking about. And Florida given less than a 1% chance to win it all. Listen, I don't think winning it all is that expectation/demand. The expectation, all those years, ET, where when we talked about the Jags, can you just get us to the end of the year and we show up on the graphic in the hunt?
In the hunt.
I think that's what Florida, if Florida could host Tennessee late in the year in November and only have 2 losses at that point, with a chance to pick up a big win and most likely set up a win and you're in the playoffs game against FSU, I think those are more than fair. Now, look, I just said, can you get to the Tennessee game with 2 losses? To wit, Georgia and Jacksonville, LSU on the road, Miami on the road, Texas A&M on the road, Texas in Gainesville, Ole Miss on the road. You got to go 4-2 in those 6 games. But at least according to this offseason propaganda, you got to go do that with the number 4 offensive line, the number 4 defensive line, and the number 4 quarterback. Sounds doable if you're doing it right. The Jaguars haven't done a whole lot right through the years. It sure seems like things are going right. Man, when we come back on the other side, just a little retrospective. I mentioned this briefly yesterday, but it's about the most optimistic, feel-good OTA that I can remember. There's no negative storyline. There's been no injury. No one is fat and out of shape. The Jags also, by the way, have made a couple of roster moves. So I'll update you on that. We'll do a little camp chatter. We will offer up a football fix and more to close out the 7 o'clock hour here on a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday on The Drill.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Rory McIlroy, the plus 450 favorite with the RBC Canadian Open this week at TPC Toronto. Ludwig Ahlberg 14-1. Corey Connors and Shane Lowry both 20-1. NASCAR at Michigan Sunday for the Firekeepers Casino 400. Kyle Larson, the plus 550 favorite. Braves baseball today, $1.35 favorite at home with the Diamondbacks. Grant Holmes on the mound for Atlanta. Tampa Bay Rays, $1.55 favorite at Steinbrenner Field with Ryan Pepio against Jack Leiter, 9 under the total. Florida State and Oregon State, both minus 115 on the money line in game 1 of their best of 3 series Friday. $250 bonus and you open up a G-Bank Visa signature card. Visa.com/GBank. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. We handle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning all under one roof. That's one call, one company, and one bill that won't give you a heart attack. For fast, reliable, and slightly ducky service, call 904-862-6769 or waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coating. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all: garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Slam dunk your floors at CheckmateCoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Big Chief Tire offers affordable quality tires for every type of vehicle. Frank Frangie here. Whether you're looking for all-season tires, high-performance options, or something more budget-friendly, Big Chief has the perfect set to keep you rolling. Their expert technicians ensure your tires are installed quickly and safely so you can drive with confidence.
Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and check out their unbeatable tire deals today. Big Keep Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Let PGA pros straighten your morning drive with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser on Brunch with the Tour, Tuesday morning at 8:30 on 1010XL. Teed up by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Clearwater Irrigation. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. One of the biggest changes we've seen in fine jewelry over the last 25 years has been the growth of jewelry designers. At Underwoods, we're the leader, bringing to North Florida the best names in designer jewelry. In fact, we carry designer lines in a similar way to how clothing stores carry designer labels. The difference is that jewelry designers have to be a little more timeless in their presentations because nobody wants to buy a fine piece of jewelry only to find out the next year it's gone out of style. That's why you'll find at Underwoods the best of the jewelry designer names, those that are tried and true and popular. Names like David Yerman, Roberto Coin, John Hardy, Marco Bichigo, Jude Francis, Lagos, Hippolyta, and a lot more are all available right now at Underwoods. So if you want the best looks in designer jewelry, stop by Underwoods, San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barr here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barr Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit barrorthopedics.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Lauren Brooks here. At Hodges Mazda, they are proud of their solid reputation in the Jacksonville community. As your hometown Mazda dealer, their high customer service standards and their huge inventory of new and used cars provide their customers a consistently first-rate car buying experience. Their professional non-commissioned sales team puts your best interests first without exception. And all new vehicle purchases include the Hodges Mazda Protection Package. Visit them online at HodgesMazda.com or stop in today to learn more and discover the Hodges Mazda difference.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
What Major League Baseball team has never been to a World Series? The answer next.
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The Seattle Mariners, who were founded in 1977, have never been to the World Series.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
last Wednesday.
All right, we're back. O-line. Liam Cohen on the O-line. 31 seconds. I think you're on the wrong, maybe the wrong day. Yeah, got it. Good. Here we go. This is behind the scenes, man. We fumbled the snap. We picked it up. We went back in the pocket, and the man's running free. Touchdown. Liam Cohen on the offensive line and what he can see through these, shorts and T-shirt workouts.
They've actually done a really nice job over the last, specifically maybe 3 days, just in terms of the communication, what we're asking them from a fundamental and technique standpoint. It's really hard to see maybe the grit and the finish and the toughness fully on display in these settings, just because of the rules and regulations that we have. And we're obviously trying to improve every day as a unit, offensively, defensively, special teams. But I do think that group's done a nice job, specifically over the last few days.
I think of all of the groups that it's dangerous to draw any conclusions right now, it's going to be the line. When the pads go on, that's just a whole new element. You're going to see what you got in some of these guys in the competition and the ability, because we're going to have true competition. We've been running 5 guys out on that offensive line and talking about competition for the last 7 years, and there's not really any. It's always the same lethargic 5 that we were talking about all offseason. They were the same lethargic 5 that we talked about, leading in. And here's the reality. Until the interior of this line gets fixed, it's going to continue to be a problem. And football's made up of a ton of parts, but there's plenty of ways to measure why a team is good, how they got there. And we always stop, man, at the quarterback and then the flash positions. We just do. Unless you're a defensive lineman getting 20 sacks, we don't know your name. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs have 2 of the top 6 guards in the NFL. It matters. I looked at a guard list, we're back to Pro Football Focus, but they rank the guards. By the way, if there's positions we never mention here, it's because here we are somehow in a 32-team league, starting 2, sometimes 3 players at these positions they're grading, and we don't crack the top 32. Already happened at tight end, with all due respect to Eric Armstead and his top 5 prediction for Brenton Strange. No one showed up there. I looked at safeties. Of course we don't. And then I looked at guards yesterday, and the highest ranked Jaguar on the list of guards isn't even a Jaguar. It's still Brandon Sheriff is still the 19th best guard in football. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Actually, they had Makari at 29 or 30 and said if he could play a full season, he might be higher on the list. So I lied. Maybe Makari, but maybe that will be an upgrade. Ezra Cleveland, who was already on this team, didn't really provide much of an upgrade. He is part of the competition that's going on right now on that offensive line. And you heard Liam Cohen there talk about some of the difficulties of judging linemen at this particular part of the NFL calendar. But competition's competition, and here's Cleveland on his.
Yeah, I mean, everyone kind of has someone behind them, not necessarily behind them, and just working with each other. So for Walker, Fred's pushing him. For Hainsey, Luke's pushing him. For me, it's Dennis and Vaughn and all them pushing me. And we've just kind of incorporated competition in the O-line stuff. So earlier in OTAs, we're doing agility competitions and stuff, just kind of bringing that college feel back where you're trying to win with everything you do. And I think it's going to help come game day.
All right. That's Ezra Cleveland. What's going to help on game day is getting 5 guys playing a lot better than the 5 guys here have played in a decade. That's what's going to help. It's going to help having an offensive line that you don't reach and speculate to have them in the top half. It's an offensive line. What planet are we on here, gang? What am I misremembering, ET? Any gulf in thought between Dan and I is usually pretty small, but man, we can't disagree more on this offensive line. I don't know what we're watching here to think this offensive line has been anywhere near good enough. I mean, how many times I got to be ranked 31st, 29th, 28th, and we throw a party because they're 18? But, they happen to be top 5 or 10 in some specific category? No, man. No, hard no. That offensive line's got to get better. They've added a lot of different guys, and with the competition and the guys and different coaching, I think the offensive line will be better, which is just another reason to be optimistic. You certainly have players here that are kind of in kicker stick years, you would think. See, the past, our kicker stick years haven't meant anything, E. You can say kicker stick, and these same old guys are back to get their jobs the next year. Especially when you got a GM who's hell-bent and determined to prove that he drafted the right players by, keeping them around. Saw a couple more Balky's guys have been shown the door. I hate to see it for Cooper Hodges, the Baker County product, who has just had a terrible time with injuries. And then Keelan Robinson, which is just, man, you want to talk about Whiff City with Balky and the boys. These 4th and 5th round running backs that they rolled the dice on have just been terrible, haven't they?
Trash.
We just had a guy that we kept for all of like 10 minutes from, what's his name? The dude from Ole Miss. Drafted him in round 4 or 5. He didn't even Snoop.
Oh, yeah, the running
Snoop
back.
Connor.
Yeah.
Now Keelan Robinson goes. Of course he did. With the Jags, took a running back Robinson out of Texas the year that Bijan is the only one you want. So, yeah, clear out some space there. Hopefully Hodges can hook on somewhere again with that local. But back to that kicker stick, man, it's time to see it from Devon Hamilton, Noe. I mean, we started hearing these optimistic reports of growth and ceiling for Devon Hamilton, and now granted he got sidetracked by a weird injury / illness.
Right.
But still, man, it's been now a couple of years to get those feet back underneath you. I'm pretty sure Hamilton got one of those extensions. Pretty sure he got a redeal and then, hadn't been to be able to play at his full strength. It's been a journey. Hopefully this is the year that we see some promise.
It's been a testing journey. Things didn't go my way, but, I thank God every single day that I'm allowed to come out here. Obviously things didn't go perfect like 2 years ago, and it was definitely a process to get back to where I felt like I was playing at my best. But, I can't complain, man. This is a journey. If this is the worst that's happened to me, I can't complain, man.
All right, so there's just some of the latest from Jag Camp as they had a couple of minor signings as well. I told you about Smoot and Irwin; those are bigger. They signed a linebacker yesterday. I doubt very seriously will be on the team come September, but that's just some of the goings on down there at the camp. Again, the mini camp is the 10th to 12th, and to kind of circle back to what I said before we went to break. To have a new coach and a new GM and in a new set of players, man, it sure seems like it's running pretty smoothly down there, ET. Travis Hunter has come in and just been, granted, all you can go is what you see to this point and where they are and what they've installed, but the guy has just been A+, right, in what we've seen.
So far, so good.
Trevor Lawrence, everyone that's down there is raving about his accuracy and continued command of this new offense that he's picking up. We've had two things be true, and this is hard when you're scrimmaged against each other. The secondary is getting a credit for some tight coverage, and Trevor's getting some credit for sneaking into some tight windows, and receivers are getting credit for making some difficult catches. So you're kind of doing everything that you can. Look, that's the downside of a spring game. The offense is scoring, the defense is allowing. Fire up the band. We got a football fix. It's brought to you by the Jacksonville Sharks. They're back home this week, jacksharks.com. Got tickets coming your way as soon as we are done with the football fix. Also, the Julington Creek Golf Club. Tee it high and let it fly. Join me on the course, the home course, the Julington Creek Golf Club. I guess a big question about next year. You ready for this one? Draft talk. And this is just more a surveying of the land. We don't have a first-round pick, so we don't have to worry about what position will be addressed. We need Travis Hunter to play like a 2-year first-round draft pick.
Yes, we do.
So we don't worry about that. And the pick that we are sending to Cleveland can go lower and lower and lower and lower. But there are a couple of interesting things from this mock draft. At the quarterback position, they suggest that Arch Manning goes back to Texas. So Arch Manning is not in this mock draft. But what caught me was the number 1 overall pick, and it's Garrett Nussmeier out of LSU. This is where judging players can be so hard. If you didn't watch a ton of LSU football last year and you watched the Gator game, they killed Nussmeier. Now, granted, I think Florida had 8 sacks that day. It's not all on him, but a number 1 pick he did not look like. Of course, I also saw Joe Burrow come to Gainesville not look like a number 1 pick earlier in his LSU career. But Garrett Nussmeier, whose dad was an OC at Florida, right? Wasn't Doug Nussmeier in Gainesville? A coach's son, and by all accounts, is going to be the number 1 pick this year, at least in this early one. There are 6 quarterbacks in this mock draft of first round. Drew Aller goes to the Colts. But I'm putting, I want to put this into construct. We keep talking about the potential Gator linemen in the first round. Well, here's a mock draft. Let's see if there are any. Fair. So we just keep going down the list. Again, looking at quarterbacks that are going to just... Gosh, Steelers, 14th pick, Fernando Mendoza at quarterback. E.T., I got $1 to a dime. Tell me you don't know who Fernando Mendoza is.
Oh, Fernando? Oh, no. No.
I mean, he must be a transfer in because he wasn't Indiana's quarterback last year. They got him taking junior quarterback from Indiana, Fernando Mendoza, with the 14th pick. Ooh, I don't know about that one. All right, let's keep going down this list. Is receiver Denzel Boston out of Washington? I wonder if he's David Boston's kid. Big kid. I remember how big and muscular David Boston, the receiver, was.
Arms. Huge.
All right, here's a Gator D lineman, number 17 overall, Tyreek Sapp. So there's a bit of that promise that's paying off there. I'm continuing to go down. And by the way, looking at a mock draft right now is hard. We don't get all the... Here's Cade Klubnik all the way down to 27. He goes to the Rams as the replacement, I guess, ultimately for Matthew Stafford. Yeah, all those potential first-rounders on the offensive and defensive line total 1 in this mock draft. When it comes to Florida, at least. Looks like the Steelers and Dolphins are picking talks back up for tight end Jonnu Smith. There seems to be a thought out there Smith would fit real good in that offense. Steelers have a pretty serviceable tight end in Pat Freiermuth. I mentioned this briefly yesterday. It's probably worth a re-mention, but when it comes to OTA reporting and how just wild and at times irresponsible it can get, but if you have any kind of... If you are a reporter out there covering the Seattle Seahawks, who have a new quarterback in Sam Darnold, learning the Mike McDonald's system out there, and you are reporting that he may not be the starter, you're over your skis, I would suggest. But that is a report that came out of Seattle, and their coach, Mike McDonald, was on sports radio in Seattle. He was asked whether anything other than injury between now and the start of the season would see the Seahawks go with another quarterback. No, you guys are crazy. I respect that you've got to ask, but it's just a crazy question. It's not going to happen. Sam's our starting quarterback. We love him. He's doing a tremendous job. This comes after an up-and-down performance in the 4th day of OTAs, and that was the first open to reporters. He kind of fizzled that day, holding on to the ball, wasn't super accurate. McDonald went on to say, God forbid you're the worst player of all time because you made one bad throw or one bad decision. That's not what we're trying to build. We want these guys to prepare the right way, and then they go out on the practice field, go freaking let it rip, and we'll go fix it. We got time. It's June 3rd. They're going to get plenty of reps. We'll get all those things fixed. Man, truer words have never been spoken by a coach in an OTA. All right, that's Football Fix, and that's hour number 1 in the books, baby. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. Lots ahead in hour number 2, including Doc Kevin Murphy and the injury report. So keep it right here where you got it. We had a situation last night in the Women's College World Series. This thing is putting together some tremendous drama, the Women's College World Series. And crazy play last night in game 1 of the finale. But that'll do it to it for a Football Fix. It's brought to you by the home course at Joint Creek Golf Club and the Jacksonville Sharks. Go online right now and get your tickets and be a part of that weekend fun. You can go to jacksharks.com, or you can come kind, come courteous, and ET's going to hook you up with a family 4-pack.
That's right.
641-1010 if you'd like to be in the tank this Saturday night. Back with more next here on 1010XL.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
I was overwhelmed by the power of this place, but I made a mistake too. I didn't have enough respect for that power, and it's out now.
1010XL.
As a law enforcement officer, safe roads are one of my top priorities, ensuring everyone can get home safely each day. Some never will, due to aggressive driving, being distracted, or speeding on the roads. And too often, that results in the toughest part of my job, and the longest walk in my life. I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
9 people will be killed on our Florida roadways today. Don't let it be you or a person you love. Buckle up every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it," and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do, and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of the Tax-Slayer Gator Bowl. I'm here to share that the Gator Bowl is actually a year-round organization. We're known for the Tax-Slayer Gator Bowl football game, which has been a Jacksonville staple for more than 80 years. Off the football field, the Gator Bowl has also hosted the annual Florida State baseball game, a champion of local youth through Gator Bowl charities, and a strong networking organization of local individuals and companies through our membership. We're actually looking to grow membership, which is an affordable, fun way for you to get involved and give back to our community. To learn more, visit GatorBowl.com for more information.
This is Hayes Carline, and I'm so proud of my guy, Leon Searcy.
Man, I used to want to eat all the time, but just 1 month on Physician Guidance Weight Loss, and I've already dropped 15 pounds.
And I lost 25. No side effects, just results.
The GLP, one curbs my cravings and keeps me feeling full. It's been easier than I expected, and I feel amazing.
Their staff is great, and best of all, no surprise costs.
If you're ready to bring sexy back this summer, visit pgweightloss.com.
Physician-guided weight loss, safe, doctor supervised.
And it works. E.T. here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, visit my buddy Dr. McGowan at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. You have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits, even if you're at fault. And no matter what you hear, you have the right to choose your own doctor. So I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Their auto experts will guide you in every step of the way to ensure the care that you need. Your recovery starts with McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation.
North Florida is growing with lots of new families joining our community. If you're one of them making the move here, your next move should be a call to American Electrical to create the best home automation system, enhancing your living experience. There are many ways your life can be made easier through smart home technology, voice-activated systems, automated lighting, total house temperature control. With American Electrical, they've got everything you need to automate your home and make it your true oasis. Check out American-Electrical.com, powered by professionalism and raising the excellence bar.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by TopDressing.com. Jacksonville Jaguars made roster moves Wednesday, waiving offensive lineman Cooper Hodges due to a failed physical, clearing space for the signing of linebacker Dennis Gardick. In college football, Florida defensive lineman Stephon Shivers, 17, was placed under house arrest following his June 4th court appearance in Alachua County Juvenile Court. He was arrested on June 1st on charges of false imprisonment after an altercation. Meanwhile, across Florida's pro sports scene, the Florida Panthers fell to the Edmonton Oilers in the first game of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Tampa Bay Rays secured another victory over the Texas Rangers, and the Miami Marlins were swept by the Colorado Rockies. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 7:03 and it's 73 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
10XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
She ain't a fooling me. She thinks my tractor's sexy.
Really turns her on.
Turns her on. She's always staring at me while I'm chugging along.
Yes, sir. Get them up and going on a Thursday morning. Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. I did no such thing of watching any kind of movies or shows or anything yesterday. I didn't come through on any of that. I got put to work. That's what I did.
Honey-do list?
I wasn't on a tractor, though. I'll just put it that way. No tractoring. At least not yesterday. Listen to me. I get, if you got a riding lawnmower, I get you boys that like to mow your yard. Huh? Get on that riding lawnmower, put your cold drink in the side, and just, just leave me, yeah.
And just make those lines up and down.
Just listen to that. Just listen to that engine roar and just let your mind go away from whatever's waiting on you when you're done.
It's different when you got to push that thing.
Oh, pushing ain't no fun. And man, today, all you little backseat-agans that you'll have to mow the yard this summer, you know how easy you got it. There was a day, now believe this or not, there was a day, and this probably hadn't been around for 15, 20 years. There was a day when those push mowers, you had to push them. You actually had to push your push mower. They don't even make mowers like that anymore. You pull that little lever and it self-propels, right? You guide it. Yeah. I mean, that's more push mowers now. You just kind of pull that lever and it at least will do the grunt work for you. I mean, we had to push that sucker back in the day.
Man, yeah, I never had to push no lawnmower.
Yeah, right? I mean, I'm like this, that lever, the self-propelled lever, that wasn't a thing. It's not like you had that option. I'm saying, like, back in the day when I was mowing yards, there was no self-propelled. You either rode on that joker
or you pushed
it.
Yeah, I never had to cut grass pushing it.
But it's no fun, bro.
Like a sucker.
When I lived in Puerto Rico, I just saw Barinque, Isla Cadala. I'll be there in a couple of days, boys. Oh, I can't wait, man. I've been there 30 years. I went on my honeymoon. It's the last time I've been. It goes fast, boys. What was I going to say, man? Now you got me all. I went to the beach real quick. Don't you never push? Yeah, when I lived in Puerto Rico, right? So we had this, in our backyard, we had this, and then there was a huge hill, like a
incline,
45-degree angle that went up to the property of our next door neighbors.
Ugh.
And it was, yeah. So what I would do, I kid you not, as a teenager, I'd have to take a couple of starts, and I'd have to watch a running start and push that thing up.
Yeah.
And then you get to the top, and it was nice and easy. You
Easy.
flip her around, just guide
Yeah, you got it down. Yeah.
But, God, that was hell doing that hill.
You
And
got
it was,
the workouts in.
Buddy, I got news for you. In Puerto Rico, you mow the grass. By the time you're done with the front, the back needs mowed again. It's nothing but green and blue and rain and tropical, man. I don't know how. This is what we do on this show. Somehow you get a 3-minute dissertation on push mowers. And we're not apologizing. We're certainly not. Man, there have been some wild plays in this Women's College World Series field as they've pared down to the final two. You want to know what the NIL can get you? Texas Tech is putting it to the test. Texas Tech spent a ton of money in the football portal. Very smart. I think the university recognizes Texas is hauled. Texas A&M is out of the conference. Let's own this state. Let's lock her down for the Big 12. If you're in the Big 12, if you're a longtime Big 12 member and you sat and watched, last year's title game where Arizona State just, by the way, a middle of the pack Pac-12 team just came in and won your league, then let's spend some money and go win some stuff. Well, they did the same thing in softball, and they signed a softball pitcher to $1 million deal, and she has been worth every penny. She has taken Texas Tech softball all the way to the championship series and had an unbelievable mistake yesterday. And this is a wild play. You don't see this much. Texas Tech is nursing a 1-run lead. They only play 7 innings. They're into the 6th. And Texas Tech superstar pitcher Najari Kennedy is still on the mound in game 1. Texas had, I think it was 2 outs. Texas had runners on 2nd and 3rd. The pitcher was going to issue the intentional walk. The batter, Reese Atwood, saw that these intentional pitches were awful close to the strike zone. So on the 4th attempt on the intentional walk, Atwood said, to heck with it.
She swung?
She reached out, she swung, she drilled a single up the middle, scored 2 runs, and Texas won 2-1 because of the intentional walk fiasco.
You go, girl.
It would have been ball 4. She swung the ball out of the strike zone, but it was close enough for her to get good, metal on. I was about to say good wood on. Scored a pair of Texas runs in the bottom of the 6th, and they stunned to take the opener 2-1. Kennedy had shut down the Longhorns all game. They only had 1 runner in scoring position before the 6th. Back-to-back singles and stolen bases gave Texas life. Kennedy was given the instructions to intentionally walk Atwood to load the bases and set up the force at any base. The call was made even though Atwood, who is Texas cleanup hitter, had been 0 for 10 in the Women's College World Series at this point. Texas Tech defended the decision. Listen, the decision is fine. Load the bases. You got a dominant pitcher. What you can't do under any circumstance is fail in the intentional walk. Throw it 2 feet outside.
Right.
Kennedy had not attempted an intentional walk all season. She took the blame, though, for leaving it close enough for a swing. I made the mistake. I think that loss is on me. I apologize to my team. Atwood, the batter, realized that the pitcher was taking a little bit off her pitches and trying to execute the intentional walk, but after the first ball, which was close to the strike zone, she started to get ready to swing. If another pitch came close, she was gonna. Even her manager, her coach, was surprised. I said, I didn't give you the 3-0 green light, he joked. I'm glad she didn't listen to me. So, man, what a way to go down if you're Texas Tech, man.
Yeah, that's tough.
And you got to understand, we talk about little brother and we talk about step brother. These are lost long relatives that you don't claim. That's where Texas Tech stands in that whole Texas A&M spotlight in the state of Texas. In the state of Texas, it's 65% Texas and it's 40% Texas A&M, and then the rest divided up. Texas Tech probably is third. Here in a position to win an Natty, what a just a tough, painful way to go down, right? All right, NBA Finals start tonight. I, for one, am excited. Market size doesn't matter to me. I will say this. It's 2025. It's time, ET. We need the NBA right now should have their marketing folks, their support staff. They should be working overtime to find a marker of popularity that is separate from just the TV ratings. We are trained as consumers to look for that TV rating, and that's the be-all, end-all to how successful either your event or how attractive your competition was, right? The TV rating.
Correct.
We got to get rid of the TV rating because the NBA, Major League Baseball especially, are not suffering right now. The NBA is thriving. The fan base is rich. It's just generationally, we are not to get your soda pop and sit down in front of the television and watch the game. It's just not how that a lot of, especially you younger sports fans, get your information. You're willing to be doing whatever it is you're doing, check in on the game every now and then, maybe follow it on your phone. If it's a big moment, you'll watch it live. But you're just as happy going along, and with each update that flashes on your social media, you'll check that out, and you just live the night through the highlight patches that are coming at you. Because one thing's for sure. Last year, Boston and Dallas played in the NBA Finals. Okay? Boston, a premier basketball market. Maybe the premier. Dallas, a huge media market with Luka. This was an NBA Finals that had all the trappings, didn't it? It was very attractive NBA Finals. Game 5, when it ended, 12 million viewers. Less than when Denver and Miami ended Game 5 the year before. That got 7 million viewers. Golden State beat Boston. 7.5 million viewers in the finale. The Bucks over the Suns. 12.5 million viewers in the final game. The Lakers and the Heat. LeBron and the logo got 8 million viewers in a Game 6 championship win over the Heat in the bubble during COVID. So we got to get off of TV viewers being the be-all, end-all. Because there was a time where you were completely happy with that being the standard. E.T., when the Bulls beat the Jazz, is Utah a big market?
No.
When the Bulls beat the Jazz in 1998 and won Game 6, 35.89 million viewers watched.
Jordan.
That's Jordan, and that's fair. You say that. And buddy, when Jordan left, it's like he took half of the viewers with him.
It's like when you go to a water park, they got that straight drop. That's what happened when Jordan left.
All right, 2020, Kobe and the Lakers taking on the Celtics, a 7-game series. They won it 4-3. Game 7, 28 million. 28 million.
That's a lot.
Again, 2020, LeBron and the Lakers in the bubble, 8 million viewers.
And there's nothing to do at that time, too. You were stuck at home.
Last year in the finals, best game, 12.3 million viewers. But I don't think that NBA fandom is a third of what it was. I was around in the 80s and 90s when Bird and Magic and Jordan built the league back up to its popular levels. I don't think it's that much less. I just don't think we consume our sports the way it has been consumed since the invention of television.
Yeah.
We just don't. It doesn't mean you're not keeping up. It doesn't mean you can't pass a current events quiz, but you're just not watching. Now, doesn't apply to football.
Oh, yeah, that's
Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock. We don't want to get updates. We don't want to watch highlights.
We want to see that live.
We want to see it live.
Yes.
That's right. But the finals start tonight. I love the finals, and I don't think that these lower millions of fans watching, again, that's why somebody in the NBA needs to come up with a combination. There needs to be, and it wouldn't have to be applied to the NBA. We're going to have to, for it to be legitimate, apply to everyone. But some sort of in-game social media, merchandise compared to other sports. Just something to put this more in a line. I don't believe that, Boston and Dallas last year played a finals where they only averaged 11 million viewers a night. You're telling me 11 million people in America cared about the finals last year, and I'm not buying that. All right, 10-minute drill and more. ET will set the plate when we return. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday on The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
1010XL.
When I met you in the summer.
Jacksonville's summer station.
When I met you in the summer.
Where summer memories come alive.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC experts, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
It's the event everyone waits for. Now at Beard's Diamonds. Buy one, get one free on all wedding bands. Now for a limited time, when you buy his wedding band, get hers free. Buy hers, get his free. Save up to $10,000. Are you about to get married or been married for years thinking it's time for an upgrade? There's nothing that symbolizes your love more than the wedding band. Beard's has hundreds and hundreds of bands from top designers in white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, titanium, platinum, plain bands, channel set bands, pave set, eternity bands. And for men, masculine bands, wide, modern, with and without diamonds, hammered, brushed, engraved, lots of colors. Come to Beard's now and find the wedding band that reflects your style and your personality. Buy one, get the second one free. The big box corporate jewelry stores can't or won't do this, but Beard's can. And it's happening now through June 23rd. Buy one wedding band, get the second one free. Don't miss this opportunity to celebrate your eternal love with the eternal symbol. Beard's Diamonds at St. John's Town Center.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey, Jacksonville Hicken here. I've been around the block or two, and Checkmate Coatings is who I'd call for my own place. They're my new MVP for stunning, long-lasting floors.
Brendan here with Checkmate Coatings. No massive overhead means top prices on top-quality pool decks, driveways, garages, and patios, too.
Visit CheckmateCoatings.com today. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Start your Saturday with a whiff of the great outdoors.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Loggeman, and we bring you the fresh air of the great outdoors.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show, presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
You tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now. Don't miss Renewal by Anderson's 30th anniversary sale. Buy one window or patio door and get one 30% off. Financing options are available and this offer expires June 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialist for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialist take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Pizza to Tea here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find the scratch kitchen that comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Come on, somebody.
Guys, your lawn's the home field. Now you can champion your St. Augustine grass. TopDressing.com just hit Jacksonville with a game-changing patented process. Aerate and transform your turf into a fairway-worthy masterpiece. Less water, shorter cuts, and the envy of every neighbor. No one else delivers a perfect 10 lawn like this. Visit TopDressing.com and dominate your block with the same process that golf courses use. Top dress your lawn like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Are you ready to play this summer? At the First Coast YMCA, we're committed to being your home for health and wellness and a place for friendly competition with team sports for adults and for kids. Basketball, volleyball, pickleball, flag football, soccer. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Discover all the benefits of YMCA membership and find your fun this summer at the Y. Registration for team sports and summer camps is open now. Visit fcymca.org.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Man, don't let your yard be torn up by that heavy aeration machine this spring. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to learn more about our granular aeration. Broadcast throughout the tree and shrubs to break up that compacted soil. Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. We offer up headlines, opinion, and a prize pack. What else you need? 7:22 on a Thursday morning. Welcome back. It's Custom Tree Search this Thursday. I don't know if this is a cameo, if we had to pay for her support. I know some of you Googans out there know who Anna de Armas is. She's by the way, E.T., she'd be like the international, who's the girl we had yesterday? You were Sweeney. What's her first name?
Sydney
Sweeney, yeah. Anna de Armas is like the Italian Sydney Sweeney to me. They both got really hot at the same time in a number of flicks in the last year and a half. But anyway, Anna de Armas was on one of the late night shows. And, I don't know if this is a cameo, but she did a shout out to the Jaguars. Jaguars, come see my new movie. And, claims to be a Jaguars fan. Anna de Armas.
Out.
Yeah, I could give Anna de Armas a cell phone and a compass and give her 24 hours to find Jacksonville. and then we'll see where she winds up. But anyway, Mr. Tennessee on the text line made me chuckle this morning. As you guys know, I'm back off to the Enchanted Isle of Puerto Rico for I've been saving my ducats for a year to make this trip, E.T. Call it a second honeymoon, as it were. But this, that's so true. The second honeymoon, you drag along another couple with you. The first one, So anyway, my point being, I've told great stories of grandeur from my days back on, Joseph Burincane, high school years, 4 years there on the island, and I've told the story of that we went snorkeling, me and actually the dude who's going with and his wife that are going on the trip, E.T. This is how long we've been friends. Mm-hmm. When we graduated high school, I in Puerto Rico and he back in Middle Tennessee. When he graduated high school, he came down for a week after he graduated. This is the same dude. We're going back, him and his wife is who we've remained friends all these years. Isn't that something?
And that's something.
Yeah, so he was in the boat when me and him and another buddy that I live with down there had gone snorkeling one afternoon, as 18-year-olds will do, the world and life in front of them. And so there's an island down there. It's a research island. It's called, colloquially Monkey Island. I don't know if it has another island. It's called Monkey Island. And, there's lots of signs warning you. They're posted out in the water. Do not approach, government facility, yada, yada, yada. We're 18. That ain't going to work. There's monkeys on this island. Right. So we get too close. We hop out of the boat's, offshore. This is, you wade up, waist deep for 50 yards or so. That's just where it's situated there. And boy, what do you know? We see a cute little monkey sitting there on the sand. Well, that's cool. Hey, let's go back to the boat and get an apple. Go back to the boat, get some apple slices. Threw a piece of apple up there, and little monkey ran down to eat, cute as could be.
Oh, boy.
Grabbed his little apple, and we were amazed. It's the first animal we'd ever seen that could actually, have logic, because he took the apple down to the water and he washed the sand off of it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Throw that to a dog. He's eating the sand and all, right?
Yep.
So that's cool. So we throw another piece, and then like a scene from Wizard of Oz, they came out of the trees, man.
Yeah.
If it was one monkey, it was 1,000 of them. Screeching and screaming to high hell. They just stormed the beach of Normandy. And now the good news is those monkeys aren't going to go get in that water.
Right.
We don't know that. You want to see 3 18-year-olds walk on water. I mean, it was like a cartoon. Hightailed it back to the boat and turned around to see that screaming nightmare left behind us. And I bring all this up because Mr. 10 has asked, will Jeff revisit Monkey Island and face the demon monkeys?
Oof.
That's not a bad idea to kind of recreate.
That had to be a scary feeling, though, seeing all the monkeys coming out like that.
Oh, man. Well, because it went from 0 to 1,000 real fast. That's
quick.
what I remember. Now, granted, these are 40-year-old memories at this point. But it went from, one peaceful. It was like, have you ever seen that bit on the internet where you're watching the car drive through the scenic mountains and they're playing some relaxing music, and then right when you're lulled in, they throw that screeching ghost face up? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
it just catches you off guard.
You just jump through. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Peaceful and serene, and look at the nice monkey. And holy hell, get out of here.
Yep.
So, bring that monkey A on, I say. People are also, this is a good point. We were talking about the TV ratings. My point, and someone said, well, how come NFL TV ratings haven't suffered? I thought I kind of gave my opinion on that before because it is so compelling that we watch all the time. My point is because TV numbers have gone way down in baseball and basketball in particular, I don't think that matches fan interest decreasing that much. Maybe it does some, and I don't know if it's a matter of incorporating the streaming or because there's a good point here. It would be surprising with live betting now becoming more and more popular that people wouldn't be watching the games live, but again, they follow them on the phone just the same. My kids are big sports fans, Big sports fans, obviously where they grew up, and they don't watch much sports. My one son will watch the Braves some when he's not frustrating the heck out of them, but they know. Like my son will come walking into the room. Did you see Acuna homer? He's not watching the game. He knows as soon as I do. So there's just some measurement that would behoove the NBA because it's coming, man. You got Indianapolis and Oklahoma City trying to draw eyeballs without well-known, long-running superstars, too. We all appreciate SGA, man. If you're just sitting somewhere as a casual fan, you don't know that joker.
Correct.
That's not LeBron. That's not Steph Curry. That's not Kobe. That's not Jordan. That's not those guys. I'm told Ana de Armas is Cuban, not Italian. Okay, that's totally believable. And it just further cements me as not knowing anything pop culture other than sports. Okay, that's where we're at. All right, it's time for the 10-minute drill.
Let's see here. So right now, the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
They have 4 quarterbacks on their roster right now. Jeff, if we're being real, they're only going to keep 3. Who do you think those 3 quarterbacks will be, and who do you think is going to start week 1?
Man, that is a really good question. Cleveland has made a mess of this from that standpoint. You know who is drawing the commentary as being significantly better than anyone else in camp?
Yes.
It's Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
Flacco is the one that he's still now at 40, 41 years old, is the best quarterback on the roster. That's cannot be the case by midseason, or they wasted 2 draft picks. They used 2 draft picks on quarterbacks. They're not cutting either one of them. So that leaves Kenny Pickett as the odd man out. Deshaun Watson obviously is gone. So I don't know. I don't. To be honest with you, the Browns thing would be to keep Joe Flacco and let Kenny Pickett go. That would be a mistake. Kenny Pickett is still a relatively young quarterback who you can at least hope that in the right situation, you know what? Joe Flacco gave you his swan song season, and it got you into the playoffs where he promptly got beat by Houston 40 to something and played terrible that day. So maybe how about this? How about the rookie quarterbacks look good enough that you just let Pickett go and you give it to Flacco because he's the old man, and when there's time for the rookie to come in, it ain't going to be that big a deal. He's been there, done that.
Yeah.
And then you got that steady hand. You got 2 rookies. You can bounce back and forth. If it were me this year and I were Cleveland, I'd find out. I'd give a lot of playing time to both Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. And I'd go 3-14 and get a better team, or find out what I got, because you can do it the other way, and you can stay 8-9, 9-8. Ask Pittsburgh. Ask Pittsburgh how just, every year some veteran quarterback because the rest of the team is good enough to be decent. Now, the question in Cleveland, can they be good enough everywhere else to match that? That's funny you brought that up. I was considering bringing that up in the Football Fix, how Joe Flacco is the one stealing headlines.
Mm-hmm.
If you just drafted 2 quarterbacks in round 1 and you've traded for a former first-rounder, Kenny Pickett, also this offseason, and it's 41-year-old Joe Flacco who still looks best, things aren't going as hoped for.
Keep it on the quarterbacks. Is this a shoulder injury that C.J. Stroud has sustained? Is that a big deal or no big deal?
Well, anytime a guy who makes a living throwing a football or baseball or throwing is bothered by his shoulder, it can concern you. But where they're not talking about like shutdown or surgery, it might just be a case of just I'm not going to stress that arm and tax it at this time of the year. So I'm not now. If we get to the season, it's lingering. He's missing training camp time. He's on the injury report. Then because not only is it a matter of whether or not he's playing, but if he does play, he's not 100%.
Yeah.
And
them boys take a lot of sacks.
I don't know who the backup is.
Neither.
Give me C.J. Stroud at 70%. I think I'd rather face that.
Absolutely.
I'd rather face the guy. And C.J. Stroud last year didn't have a great year, and part of it was injury and pressure related, I think.
I saw this on social media, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with it. It's the classic: start one, bench one, cut one. And I came up with my own.
Those are fun.
I came up with my own at the end. So I'll start with this, and I think we've done this before: Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson. Start one, bench one, cut one.
Incredibly impossible. Wow. There's no wrong answer here. There's no right answer.
It's really not.
I mean, Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss are just such freaks, but no one ever made a defense look sillier than Jerry Rice. That
right.
Uncovered. It's 100% Rice is starting. So
Okay.
we can get past that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can love on the newbies all you want.
Okay.
The Jokers aren't taking over. The guy's got 200
right.
career touchdowns. 200.
Which is crazy.
Crazy. So my question, I'm left with Mosser. I gotta go with Moss, man.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Moss. I got a quitter on one side, bro, and I got another guy who, that's what I got. I got a quitter.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, it is what it is.
Oh man, what's crazy because mine is starting Randy Moss, benching Calvin.
Yeah, that's fair.
And cutting Jerry.
I get it. That's age.
Right.
Yeah, Jerry Rice is the best receiver that's ever played.
Right.
That's
His numbers are insane.
That's like starting LeBron, benching Kobe, and cutting Jordan. That's what you just did.
All right. Adrian Peterson, Reggie Bush, Ricky Williams in college. College Reggie, college AP.
Ooh, that's another good one.
Yeah, Ricky Williams. Oh my goodness, he was. It's a bad boy.
Wow, that's a really good one too, man. I mean, there's no loser here. I didn't watch as much Ricky Williams in college.
Yeah?
I didn't watch him as much in college. I know but he broke all the records. So he's dominating everything.
Yeah.
But it's also in an era. I mean, I think, in fairness, I think you kind of got to look at Reggie Bush's season. I think I'm starting him, dude.
Starting Reggie?
I am. I had watched him in his totality. Ricky Williams and Adrian Peterson, I just feel like at the college level were the same guy.
Okay.
Incredibly dominant Big 12 running backs that no one ever stopped. They went for 200, 300 yards a game every game. I would tend to go because of what they went on to become, though. I would take Adrian Peterson and I would cut Ricky.
And then this last one.
And by the way, Reggie, that's again, I got no problem with any order of those.
Right.
I'm Peterson Bush, though, a little over Ricky Williams, even though Ricky Williams was the record setter.
All right. Start one, bench one, cut one. Smoltz, Glavin, Maddox. I had to throw some Braves in there.
Damn. That's enough. I mean, 3 Hall of Famers. Those guys, you know what they all have, too? I can't find, they're all bulldogsy. They're quiet, but those were dogs, man. They were fighters. They battled you. I can't. Oh, my God, dude.
Start one, bench one, cut one.
All right, I'm going to just use like crazy parameters for coming up with this because you can't. The best pitcher on that list is Greg Maddux. If you don't start him, you're a moron. And guess what I'm doing? I'm cutting him.
Yeah?
I'm cutting him. I'll tell you why. First and foremost, because all three are similar. I can't cut Greg Maddux. That's stupid. I'm starting Greg Maddux.
All right.
You want to know how hard this is for me, Ian?
I'm listening.
I was going to start Glavine. I was going to bench Smoltz, and I was going to cut Maddux. And now I've taken Maddux to the start, and I'm still going to bench Smoltz, and now I'm going to cut Glavine. I wanted Glavine 1 because he's the only homegrown.
Oh, okay.
The Braves drafted, developed. He was there from the beginning, and I feel Maddux jumped in. They were already good. I'm going Glavine start, Smoltz bench, and I'm cutting Greg Maddux.
Get him out of here.
This is the drill. That's the 10-minute drill. ET will hook you up with a prize pack. Come kind, come courteous. Doc Murphy is in studio. We'll go inside the injury report more when we return. All booming at you live on a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. We are in the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Holla at your boy for a pair of voucher tickets to be used at any Jumbo Shrimp game this season. The Shrimp are in town this week against Durham, Tuesday through Sunday, 904-641-1010.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Wonder what Dan Hicken would be doing if he wasn't on 1010XL?
Let's go out with something really hot today, folks. A big hit out of 77.
Dan Hicken.
Star Wars.
Mornings on 1010XL.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
We've all seen great overtime games and thrilling finishes, but when it comes to having a big time, knowing when to say when is key. Budweiser reminds you to win the day and night by designating a driver. That's a victory every time.
Family owned and managed for 20 plus years, Hidden Hills Golf Club boasts a unique and welcoming atmosphere. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com to book your next round on our Arnold Palmer signature course. You'll be glad you did.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 3:20 for the latest in sports injuries. From all the big names in the game, who's MIA, who's coming back from injury. Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 3:20.
Mike Dempsey here. Look, you know, it's been 10 years that I've been vouching for my guys at Dandy Boots, and for a decade, I'm proud of my association with a local family business. They make a great product. I've made no secret that I was a customer long before Dandy ever came on board on 1010XL. But I'm thinking I'm due a little Dandy swag, maybe a little love. How about a Dandy t-shirt, a ball cap? So how about it, Thompson family? What do you got going on over there? In the meantime, I'm going to keep eating those delicious tuna salad sandwiches. So guys, keep helping me out and grab a Dandy sandwich today.
I'm Drew Scrimshire, president and publisher of the Jacksonville Business Journal. In business, timing is everything. That's why every morning at 8:15, our morning edition delivers the most important business news straight to the inboxes of Jacksonville's decision makers, executives, entrepreneurs, investors, and industry leaders. Want to know what the First Coast power players are reading before they start their day? Join them. Subscribe today to the Jacksonville Business Journal Morning Edition at bizjournals.com/Jacksonville.
officer?
I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
Every day, 9 people on Florida roadways don't make it home. I was one of the people that didn't make it home.
Ride with Do Not Disturb. Every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
It's a battle of football champions as your Sharks take on the Arizona Rattlers. Don't miss any of the action this Saturday, June 7th. Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Try the new Family 4-Pack. 4 tickets, 4 $10 vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card for only $100. Get tickets at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
It's a battle of football champions as your Sharks take on the Arizona Rattlers. Don't miss any of the action this Saturday, June 7th. Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Try our Family Fun Pack. 4 tickets, 4 $10 vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card for only $100. For tickets, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700.
Go Sharks! 1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is not affiliated with the NFL or the Jacksonville Jaguars. Discussion regarding injuries is solely based on opinion. Coming up, the weekly Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Medical Report featuring Dr. Kevin Murphy, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, upper extremities, and arthroscopy of the shoulders and knees. Dr. Murphy is a nationally and internationally recognized orthopedic expert. He's a former orthopedic consultant to the White House and the Pentagon, and currently serves as head team physician for UNF, the Jacksonville Icemen, and Northeast Florida area high schools.
Oh, yeah, turn it up. Doc Kevin Murphy in studio with us this morning. Got scrubs on. He's going to work. Roll up those sleeves and go to work today, my man. How are we doing?
Good.
Good. We got some injuries to kick around. We've been talking the last couple of days about C.J. Stroud. Like in my mind, when I read the C.J. Stroud story, they say he's got shoulder soreness. He's not throwing. I think of DJ Lagway. I mean, immediately think of kind of like that same scenario. And again, the NFL, even more than college football, they know the business of it all. And if this were any sort of situation that looked like it would need surgery, wouldn't it have been done already? Or what can you tell us about Stroud's injury?
Well, you would hope that that's the case. But, you know, some of these things happen over a period of time, that it's not one specific injury that he dislocated his shoulder. It's just kind of lingering things that at a point he comes in and says, man, my shoulder hurts. I can't throw right now. So that may be where he's at. Doesn't mean he doesn't have something significant. But
what's the most likely? These guys constantly, like at the end of do you just get an MRI just for kicks and giggles at the end of every year, or a certain amount of times a year? How do they do? Or they just go by the feedback they get?
Yeah, if you MRI'd all these throwers every year, you'd find they all have labral tears and partial rotator cuff tears. So you wouldn't want to do that, because then what are you going to do with it?
If you're it's never good news if your guy's not throwing, but we also don't want to overreact to these things. Again, Florida fan has been living the same thing with DJ Lagway, who seems to be ramping up okay. Where should you be as a Texans fan? Where is your optimism/pessimism meter around this story?
Yeah, I think it's exactly where you are with with Lagway.
Okay,
because you don't know. The likelihood is he has a labral tear and a partial rotator cuff tear. If you MRI'd him, that's probably what he has. Now, a lot of those you can manage without surgery. An injection here and there, PRP injections, certainly some rehab of his cuff, and then you slowly get him back throwing. And seemingly that's where he's at.
All right.
So I don't think he's going to need surgery based on this. But, you know, to your point, at the end of the season, if he still has lingering pain and he wasn't right the whole year, he'll probably have something done.
You know, there are other players that are coming off of injuries that you kind of wonder how they are moving along. If you had an injury at any time last year that you didn't have surgery for, by the time you come back now, or say you did have an injury early last year that you did have surgery for, aren't you pretty much back to full speed? If something else hasn't, like they're talking about Tyreek Hill still bothered by a wrist that he had in a joint practice with the Commanders last August, then played all season through it.
Well, the ones that are still lingering like that, and he's having trouble, like a wrist, he probably has now some arthritis in there, and it's never going to go away. So that's the issue he's running into. If you had, wrists, feet, it's that, like the Liz Frank foot injury and wrist problems, you end up getting arthritis in the small little bones in your hand, and it's just tough. So it's going to bother him.
I think I see a lot of projections, and Rashee Rice is a receiver for Kansas City. He got in trouble off the field last year in a car race that led to a traffic fatality. But he had a good rookie year, especially came on late. I think he had a 1,000-yard season as a rookie for Kansas City, and big things are expected of him. But he tore his LCL last October. And what I found interesting here is they're saying he had a, quote, specialized procedure known as posterolateral corner reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
How would that be? Why would that be, quote, specialized, and why would that treatment for that LCL be different than what would not be, quote, specialized?
Well, that's very interesting. Just anatomically, if you had a posterolateral corner reconstruction, it's in addition to the lateral collateral ligament, which is the outside ligament from the small bone, the fibula, on that side as opposed to the inside. So in addition to that being torn, he's torn the popliteus in the back, and he stretched out the back corner, so he has rotational instability as opposed to just straight outside instability.
Okay.
So it's a little more of a problem. To do all of that is a big deal.
And if you did it in October, then, you could be talking about a mid-season return even?
Yeah, that's more like ACL stuff there.
Yeah, it's like 8 to 10 months. We're not talking about 6 months or
yeah, that's a long recovery.
Aiden Hutchinson went down in week 6 last year when he fractured both his tibia and his fibula. When you break bones like that, moving forward, is your injury risk more the same or less than, say, you were coming off a torn knee ligament or an injury like that?
It should be very healed and done at this point. Bones heal predictably.
Okay.
So now, having said that, the quarterback from FSU that had the same thing, he never came back, right?
And
he
not all
recovered
bones.
well.
Not all bones are made the same, no? Can't some bones be more brittle than others, or is that the urban legend?
no,
They're all pretty much the same. So you wouldn't be more like, I look at that the possibility of returning because, well, you had a weakness that was enough that it broke the first time.
Yeah, small bones in the feet, hands, where you're in a joint area that develops arthritis, that's a bigger issue. But a long bone fracture, they heal in 6 weeks. 3 months, he's pretty well done.
Well, they had even talked about if they made the Super Bowl, him trying to come back for that. So he's completely ready to go. He'll come back and he'll be.
It's a rarity. Like, I forget. What was it? Travis, whatever his name.
Travis. Jordan Travis.
Yeah. So him not being able to come back fully from his fracture, that was one where I said, it's fine. Better that than a ligament injury, but he never came back fully, which is unusual.
Yeah. The WNBA is in a 2-week shutdown. That's what I call Caitlin Clark's injury report. It's a 2-week shutdown. So their viewers will go from 2.1 million to 18 as Caitlin is currently sidelined with a left quad strain. She went down on May 20th. I bring this up because that's the only thing that will make me stop on a WNBA game as I'm swiping through on the weekend. Expect to come back on a June 10th. A left quad strain. That's like an explosion injury. Is that how that happens? How do you get a left quad strain?
Well, it depends on how it happened. If it was a knee or something to the thigh and a bruise more so than a sprain where she overstretched it, that's a little more of a concern. But assuming it's just a sprain where it's a partial tear or inflammation, so to speak, or a sprain of the muscle, she'll come back pretty quickly. Unlike a hamstring, it's not as big a deal coming back on those. The hamstrings tend to linger a whole lot longer than the quads. If you get an impact injury to the quad and you've sprained it or injured it, you can get bleeding there and a hematoma that then calcifies. That becomes a bigger issue in the recovery.
All right, ET. The WNBA it's not just Caitlin Clark. People are watching Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Right? Isn't that the line from?
That is correct.
All right. Well, Indiana and Chicago are going to be playing June 7th, and Caitlin won't be playing in that game. Get tickets for that bad boy right now, $8. Fast forward July 27th. Indiana and Chicago will be playing again. And right now, if you want to get a ticket to that one, it's $82. So maybe they're not watching for the exact same reasons. No Caitlin Clark, $8. Caitlin Clark, and by the way, by the time you get to July 27th, maybe more, $82. So, yeah, like I said, the NBA's in a 2-week shutdown now with Caitlin Clark. If you give us some sort of update on where she may be going from there. All right, Corbin Burns of Arizona felt the elbow, discomfort, ass. They came out. He's gone to the IL for 15 or 20, but pitchers, I mean, what I take more than that is pitchers know, right?
Oh, yeah.
How often does a pitcher think? I think it's more common that a pitcher thinks the elbow is okay and it's not than a pitcher thinks the elbow is shot and it's okay.
Yeah, it's a true statement.
Yeah.
And if he voluntarily says, hey, I got troubles here, it's trouble. So that's tough. These guys know their arms, and they know when they have little tweaks to it. So a lot of them will shut down quicker than in the past, but they know what the injury is.
Placed on the 15-day IL with right elbow inflammation after he exited a start. The manager there in Arizona said Burns underwent an MRI, now seeking a second opinion. That always comes when they tell you need surgery too, right? You don't go get a second opinion to say, yeah, no, you're good, but let's go see if surgery's an option.
Well,
it could be that way.
Could be the other two.
Okay.
So a lot of them seek the surgery because the perception among a lot of these pitchers is the quicker I get my Tommy John surgery done, the better off I'm going to be, which isn't necessarily the case.
He did. They did say he's seeking a second opinion, noting that while the results weren't inconclusive, he wants further evaluation before decisions.
Yeah.
So that sounds like you're just hoping that I don't have to have surgery, probably, just based on the way that they have described that. As well. Mookie Betts has returned to the lineup for the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani continues to throw live batting practice from that shoulder injury he had now 2 years ago. So I don't know what you're waiting. Yeah, if you're going to use him if I were the Dodgers or if I were Shohei, I wouldn't pitch him. I wouldn't let him pitch because no one can break a pitcher like the Los Angeles Dodgers. We've talked about that. They have Tyler Glasnow right now. He's still with shoulder injury. General body soreness after a bullpen session. Tells me, Tyler's just been sitting around. Huh? If you have a shoulder injury, is there any way you'd have full body soreness after you have a rehab mound trip?
Well, it certainly wouldn't be from the shoulder recovery.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right. What do we got? Anything else?
That's
we
a lot.
good? That's a lot. Yeah, we tackled some issues here. That's how we roll. Now you're going to go, what about Cooper Hodges, Doc? He's the Jaguars offensive. What do you have? ACLE?
What
did Cooper Hodges? Doc, they let him go. If you're not aware, I think that is part injury assignment and part rebuilding the offensive line. So there, I asked you and you didn't answer, so you're good to go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Cooper Hodges is a backup offensive line for the Jags, and he went down, I believe, last year in training camp. Maybe he's been injured a couple years in a row. Baker County kid though, so people get interested in him. All right, where are you off to?
Clinic.
There we go.
Clinic at Center One.
The clinician, Kevin Murphy. JackSportsDoc.com. We'll see you next week. Well, I won't. Dan will.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Grilling stuff.
3 double cheeseburgers with everything.
Fixing stuff.
Let's go to work.
Drinking stuff.
You know a lot about beer. He knows a lot about everything.
1010XL's Man's Man. Bring it, baby. Joe Coward. Weekdays 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Zero Res. Gang, vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Do not leave deep cleaning to yourself, but do-it-yourself dirt-attracting carpet soaking machines. No. Call on the cleaning freaks from Zero Res. Big summer savings. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Take 20% off air duct cleaning as well. Call them, 904-287-5727, and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This Father's Day at Lowe's, score free gifts for the greatest dad. Right now, get a free Blackstone 8-piece accessory kit when you buy a Blackstone 28-inch griddle. Plus, get 2 free select Craftsman V20 tools when you buy an RP brushless drill and impact driver combo kit. Shop these deals and more this Father's Day at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Ryan and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece. Premium flooring. Take our advice. Home business, affordable price. Driveways, pool decks, garage doors, beautiful patios, and more to explore. Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
This is Hayes Carline, and I'm so proud of my guy, Leon Searcy.
Man, I used to want to eat all the time, but just 1 month on Precision Guided Weight Loss, and I've already dropped 15 pounds.
And I lost 25. No side effects, just results.
The GLP-1 curbs my cravings and keeps me feeling full. It's been easier than I expected, and I feel amazing.
Their staff is great, and best of all, no surprise costs.
If you're ready to bring sexy back this summer, visit pgweightloss.com.
Physician-guided weight loss, safe, doctor supervised.
And it works.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Man, don't let your yard be torn up by that heavy aeration machine this spring. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to learn more about our granular aeration. Broadcast throughout the tree and shrubs to break up that compacted soil. Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Lone Pronto. Jaguar running back Travis Etienne is aware of the noise around his status on the team, but won't let it affect his focus.
Me worrying about that, I feel like I can't change none of that, honestly. So I feel like it's just a waste of my energy to even worry about that. I was just coming here and just do my job.
Florida State baseball, the Seminoles are preparing for their super regional showdown against Oregon State with a trip to Omaha on the line. FSU boasts a strong rotation led by Jamie Arnold, a top 5 MLB draft prospect. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp broke their offensive slump, hammering 12 hits and a victory over the Durham Bulls on Wednesday night at 5-Star Ballpark. After scoring just 1 run in each of their last 3 games, the Shrimp finally found their rhythm at the plate. The series will continue this evening, where game time is 7:05. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently it's 7:59 and it's 74 degrees. Your time and your tip is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
All right, we are back here. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. It's kind of a sandwich day from this standpoint. We had Matt Everett yesterday. We'll have him tomorrow, sandwiched in between the fun and frivolity of a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. Hick is off again for the rest of the week doing his little baseball jaunt. Got a win last night in Dodger Stadium. Chavez Ravine. Easy win for the Mets. So
Easy peasy.
they must have frolicked out there in Southern California last night. On to Colorado, where the Rockies, by the way, swept the Marlins. Ooh. All right. Wow, look at this. All right. Up and at 'em, the NBA Finals will start tonight, and the Jags continue their offseason work. We got lots when it comes to those deals. There was a question on the text line I wish I had seen before I let Doc go, but I did ask him about it after the segment concluded, so I'm going to share this real quick, and then we'll get you off and going here on the 8 o'clock hour. But on the text line, Design My Lifetime Enclosures, can you ask Doc about the internal brace? That's what they're using on the elbows in some cases instead of Tommy John surgery. The text goes on, I saw an article where every pitcher that has had the internal brace over Tommy John has never gotten close to normal. All of them had the same issues, a loss of velocity, struggle with control. Strider is dealing with both of those. I'd say he's 0-4. Why would a pitcher opt for the brace after seeing how others reacted? Thanks. I asked Doc that question, and his is, I don't know. It's not a good move.
Uh-oh.
The internal brace doesn't do anything. It doesn't fix anything. Well, it might relieve the pain, get you back quicker, but, yeah, it was a mistake. The Braves are a hot mess right now. Today's Daily's Double Take brought to you by The Dash. Here on a sandwich day, what have I done, E.T.? What have I delivered into these studios this morning?
Straight sandwiches.
Oh, man.
Daily sandwiches.
Oh, it's the ciabatta Italian ciabatta sandwich. I'm just looking at salami and pepperoni and ham and cheese and onion, and golly, it's delicious. It's with a lack of focus that I will give you an award-winning segment here because I'm staring across the studio at, well, what's now about a quarter of a Italian ciabatta sandwich. Still, that's the sandwich of the month at Dailies, gang. So if you're not taking advantage of the Dailies Dash, I don't know what to tell you, man. This food is delicious. It's on the spot. It's fast to go. You know, I'm loath to technology, ET, kind of like it old and easy and simple. But so when you give me like the touchscreen boards, at first I find that to be a bit of a pain. But now that I've, advanced to 2025, I realize how just easy it is. You never get the order wrong. You put it right on there. You're good to go. Delicious assortment. E loves to go. He's a sucker for that chicken biscuit.
Man, that chicken sandwich is fire.
Meanwhile, and I know you love the BLT. I know you love the Cube. And I know you love a lot of them. Can I get the Italian ciabatta, please?
I haven't even taken a bite out of it yet, but I smell it.
At you.
It's looking at. Yeah, I'm gonna handle business here in a moment.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's good. I'm just gonna put it that way. All right, NBA Finals Game 1 tonight. Oklahoma City and Indianapolis. Edmonton takes Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs in overtime last night. So yeah, if I could just get the same drama from NBA Game 1 that I got from NHL Game 1,
we sitting pretty.
I'd be pretty happy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got? You say you had something for me?
Yeah. So earlier, we spoke about you potentially going to conquer your fears as when you were a young 18-year-old young man.
The monkeys. Monkey Island. Yeah.
Well, one of our friends of the program.
Okay.
He texted me and he let me know that he had a similar story.
Okay.
I was like, oh yeah, go ahead and
For
call
real?
me up. Yeah. I said, go ahead, call me up on the Checkmate Coatings hotline.
Okay. All right.
It's none other than the Jaguars all-time leading scorer, Josh Scobee.
Oh, good. Scobee, how are we doing, brother?
What's up, fellas?
Last time I talked to you, you were falling into a pond at Timuquana.
Yeah. That was fun. Lost about 12 pounds from that incident with a parasite. That was a lot of fun.
Did you for real get a parasite?
I really did.
Oh man!
Wow, I didn't know that. Here I am making fun.
I might fall into a pond every few months. Just
That's a good point, right? Right now, you got Googans diving into ponds all over the first coast, Scobee. Let me ask you.
I don't recommend it.
Yeah, all right. Give me your story of peril, much like my Monkey Island story.
So this was like 2017, I believe. A bunch of former teammates of mine and friends, all the couples, went on a trip to Cancun, and we decided to play golf one day, and four of us went out and played. It was Jeremy Kane, who was our long snapper, Adam Pilar's punter, and Khalif Barnes, who was the right tackle.
Right.
So, yeah, we, out playing golf, and the course we were playing had, every hole we'd come to, park the cart, and one of these little monkey things would come up to the cart and, we didn't even know what they were.
Okay.
They were like long-tailed reamers. I don't know.
Sure, you bet. They come try and steal your food.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like begging for stuff, and So we'd feed them chips and, give them something, whatever we had. And so there was this one par 4, all of our carts, and we go up to the green to chip and putt, and we look back, there's like 30 of them around our cart and like surrounding the cart, and we're like, what are they doing? And I see one of them has a wallet in his mouth, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I'm like, he's got a wallet, we got a runner. So we all took off running to the cart to chase them. So they all, bolt into the jungle of Cancun, and we chased him into the jungle. And fortunately, the monkey dropped it probably like 20 yards in. It was Jeremy Kane's wallet. Otherwise, he's not getting back to the States.
That's true. You forget about that. That's a little bigger deal than, that's true.
We were flipping out. And, that was funny. But then we realized a couple holes in that Khalif didn't even have his own clubs. He had gotten the wrong golf bag from baggage claim.
Oh, no.
Taking someone else's clubs because he was like, man, my clubs feel really short.
He didn't even know. That poor bastard who got Khalif's clubs, too, man, right? Yeah. He's probably going on it. Because to my knowledge, Barnes wasn't a big golfer, was he?
No.
Yeah, he's just with y'all on the trip and is going to play while y'all are there.
Yeah. So he got someone else's clubs, and hopefully that guy got his clubs.
Right.
But, yeah.
He got his clubs back.
We still joke about the monkey story.
Those monkeys don't mess around, man. You put food involved in the equation. I didn't know that they were also little pickpockets, so I'll keep an eye on the wallet. But yeah, I mean, again, it was like something out of a nightmare, out of a horror movie. What we experienced with those little. They're not those cute little cuddly BJ and the Bear, zoo. Monkeys, like chimpanzees. There's a difference.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're smart. All right, I got you on the phone, so I'm going to take it. Scobee, by the way, has got great stories already. I always love the story of Scobee and how he became a kicker, just out like helping one of his football buddies, and the high school coach said, wow, and they went from there. Well, we'll wait another year or two to retell it, Scobee, but I do want to pick your brain a little bit. I know how engaged and that you've remained with the Jaguars, and you've got a bunch of dudes now more in your age range that are in there and running things. So I'm just curious your overall take on the Jaguars, what was done this offseason, and your optimism meter moving forward.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm not involved in the coaching, specter of it, but I do like the fact that they went younger, and you get these guys coming in that are motivated and that they have these innovations, things that they want to implement that have worked in other places. So I'm excited. I haven't been around them much yet. I haven't been out to the practices, but I've heard good things. And I typically talk to specialists more than I talk to anyone. So all three guys, Logan, Ross, and Cam Little, are all pumped about what they've seen so far. So I'm excited to see what happens going forward.
Why did you end up staying in Jacksonville, Josh, like so many?
Why did I stay in Jacksonville?
Why? I mean, so many, and many whose careers don't end here. They just stay here. In fact, I've seen guys come up for free agent visits and love the place so much that even though they don't sign here, they stay here. What is it?
I mean, it's really like a big little city. It reminds me of like my hometown, where I went to college, where it's small town. I mean, you have so many little communities in Jacksonville that everyone just learns to love, and we built such a good friend community in Jacksonville. All the people we hang out with, our kids, go to school together, hang out together, vacation together, go on monkey trips together. So we love Jacksonville, and I mean, you probably know, but it would blow your mind with how many current and former athletes live here that didn't ever play for
That's
the
what
Jaguars.
I mean. That's straight. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
There's so many kickers and punters that live in Jacksonville that I didn't even know about until I started hearing about it.
Yeah.
It's just, whenever I hear people say anything bad about Jacksonville that don't live here,
They just don't know.
No, you don't know until you actually live in Jacksonville.
Have we done the whole? What is it's like Austria or the Alps? What is this golf trip you get to do every year? Huh?
No, So the tournament this year that you're talking about is in Scotland.
Okay, but it's been over there Slavic somewhere or Nord. Where was it before? Sweden?
Switzerland.
So
there it's Monaco. And
sure. Of course it was. Yeah. Because of course. Where in Scotland? Where is it in Scotland?
It's where is this?
Are you playing like one of the rotation courses or no?
Yeah, it is. It's one of the courses they played, the British Open.
All right.
But I'm not doing that this year. It actually coincided with another tournament that I already committed to that's in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So
Yeah,
I'm doing that one.
well, that's tough. I mean, do I go to the beautiful mountains of Coeur d'Alene or do I go to Scotland? I mean, if it was Monaco, maybe we would have had to arm wrestle for it, but gotta keep
I'll
it.
probably make a hole in one that you haven't made. So.
He's got to go there, doesn't he?
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had one too about 2 months ago. It was like 3 inches. I'm to the point now. I take pictures, Josh. I take pictures when they get really close, just to send and goad my friends, all of whom have rolled them in by now. So, whatever.
Oh, congrats on your probably a par from there.
That the only thing I can do is putt. So settle down. If I hit it too, that's the only reason my handicap is where it is. So getting it there is more the problem than getting it in once I do get there. Although now I probably mush myself out of any success there. So how's your game, by the way, Mr. Plus?
It's not bad. I mean, I'm plus 2, plus 3-ish.
Yeah. What is the Coeur d'Alene? What is that?
So that is, go to theshowcase.com. It's a celebrity event that we go to it supports the Community Cancer Fund. And, I mean, it's probably my favorite place in the U.S. that I've ever been for golf. Look up theshowcase.com.
Okay.
And it's the course where they have the floating, like, island green.
Oh, yeah. I've actually saw some YouTube dudes play that course, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where it is, and it's amazing.
Is there that's a celebrity event? Obviously, the big one is Tahoe. Is there like a circuit? Like, are these celebrity tournaments, are they aligned at all together? Not necessarily for the same charity, but is there, or do you just get individual invites and you'll run into some of the same guys? How many big celebrities like that, like Tahoe, like that one, are there?
Tahoe is kind of like the Masters, but none of them are really connected. Well, actually, a circuit just started this past year that I played in both of the events, and it's called the Pro. And the first one we did, it was 12 NFL, 12 NBA, NHL, MLB guys, like current and former, and so we had like a Ryder Cup format. And then they're doing like individual sports tournaments throughout the year. There's going to be 2 more this year and 7 next year. So a group of guys got together and funded the whole thing, and so they started that up, and it's been awesome.
Well, it's very smart, Josh, because what the golf world has learned, much to the chagrin of the upper crust of the PGA Tour, what is that people have a thirst for watching normal people play golf if they can package it up and make it entertaining. And so I think
watch us struggle.
Yeah, like there as many million people would watch Scobee and 4 other NFL players take on 4 NBA players as will watch the final round of the Canadian Open. That's fact. That's not even opinion anymore. Sure. And so it's a good timing. And the only group that can't seem to figure this out is the PGA Tour themselves, who got in late on this creator thing, and now they're not even doing that right, in my opinion. So it's good timing. Back to my original point, to get a celebrity circuit, so to speak, or be able to see guys in different situations and scenarios. And again, struggle a little bit more than we usually see on television on the weekend.
We just don't need the spectators out there lining the tee boxes whenever we're about to shank.
Could be dangerous. Have you played with any of those dudes? Any like the good, or any of those guys along the way? Do you know any of those guys? Do you watch YouTube golf at all?
I do. I know some of them. I've never played golf with any of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know quite a few of them.
Because you'd be a good snag when they come through, right? Because they don't, they probably aren't aware of what a great golfer you are in addition. And so it's always fun to watch. I think I saw Christian Kirk play with one of the groups last year. It's fun to watch the guys that you know who are also good at golf. Like I got no interest in watching guys shoot 100.
Brothers.
Yeah, right.
Bryan,
correct. Yeah.
So those guys, I've played golf with them once out at TPC.
Okay.
And Wesley is he's a tour quality golfer. He came out there, never played TPC, and 6 under like it was.
Yeah. Now watch a lot of this. And his brother seems like he's the night. If you could combine the two, you'd have one hell of a guy. The brother has a great personality, and he's a good golfer. But and Wesley's kind of a pro and knows it. That's what it seems like. It's kind of how it is. All right, hey, appreciate the drive by. Stay away from the monkeys out there, and I guess it'll be elk or bighorn. Okay. All right.
All right, y'all be good.
See ya, man. There he goes. That's a drive-by. That's Josh Scobee, formerly the most popular player on the Jaguars.
Yep.
Yeah, it's back in an era where our kicker was our most popular favorite player.
Automatic.
And very good, too. So, and appreciate the check-in. We'll come back with more next. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. That Italian ciabatta, the sandwich of the month at the Daily's Dash. Call my name. It'll be gone when we return.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Some things just never get old.
Beautiful day for baseball.
Experience the most play-by-play sports on 1010XL.
Need the right tools for the job without the full-time price tag? Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach is what you need when you need it. From heavy machinery for commercial projects to weekend projects at the house, we've got you covered. We've been serving Jacks for 50 years. Visit Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach, just behind Aqua East Surf Shop, or call today. We also have event rentals too. Tucker Equipment Rentals. Tools you need without the price tag of purchasing.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Get more Gators with Dan Hickett and me, Frank Frangie, on all things Gators on 1010XL Gators Podcast, with new episodes every Monday, brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, wherever you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my successful back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Summer means fun in all forms. Longer days and more chances to soak up the sun and the fun. Budweiser and Bud Light reminding you to drink wiser. Hydrate between beers and don't sweat it. It's the best way to get home safely.
Hey folks, Frank Frangie here, reminding you the 4th annual Dailies Walk-Off Charities Golf Classic is right around the corner. We sure appreciate our friends at Dailies, always making it possible, and appreciate so many of you who have played over the years. This year, we're back at Deer Creek Country Club Monday, June 9th at 9 a.m. with tons of prizes, auction items, and an awful lot of fun. You'll even meet some of our young walk-off players. Just go to walkoffcharities.com for more information. Can't wait to see you on June 9th at the Dailies Walk-Off Charities Golf Classic.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out The Y. Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At The Y summer camps, every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited, and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Pretty nice weather we're having, huh?
You think this is nice?
I mean, it's sunny, warm. We do live in Florida.
It's not all upside, Jason. Warm weather comes, so all the cool people hit the beach. My old air conditioner craps out, so it's 1,000 degrees inside, and I'm stuck on a video call in my underpants trying not to sweat through my...
Wait. Put these sunglasses on.
I'm not going to put on your...
Whoa. The air conditioning experts at Bueller Air and Plumbing can keep your home office cool and comfortable all summer long. You look good in your meeting, impress the big guy with your cool confidence, maybe finally make assistant deputy regional manager.
Wow, air conditioning can do that?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend all summer worried the weather is going to be too nice, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
One bite, I'm left with. One bite. Now I'm in a quandary.
What you gonna do, champ?
See what I got here?
Yeah, what you gonna do, champ?
What are we talking about this segment? What are we doing? I got Italian ciabatta on the brain.
Yeah.
Oh, and in the belly. Man, it's good. Y'all head by there. Huh? You know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I already know what time it is. My dog finishing up that semi.
One more.
Good. No, you know what I'm saying?
Doggone, man. That ain't fair.
You would have had no problem in the military.
Oh, I ate fast.
Oh, we had to scarf that food up so quick.
It's not a brag. I just do. It's like to the point. I've always done it too, E.T. When I was a little kid, I can remember my grandmother, my dad's mom, telling me,
slow down,
that if I chewed every bite, if I took 10 bites for every chew, she'd give me a nickel. And I'd end up with about a nickel, buddy. And then I can't do it. I just eat fast. Listen, man, I have, the older I get, the more I don't entertain these arguments. It's easy to think of the best player at a position or of all time in the context of the ones you've seen. You know, I'll speak to, I never saw Oscar Robertson play. I never saw Bill Russell. I mean, not significant. I never saw Bill Russell. I've seen highlights. I'm talking about week in, week out.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we asked this bench start cut thing. Of all the tough ones you gave me, the easiest was the first one.
Mm-hmm. Jerry
Rice. There's no Randy Moss, no Cal, none of those guys, man. And this is where you get guilty of or fall victim to. You know, the time but Jerry Rice was a man among even these fool boys running around now. He just was. Y'all think 1,500-yard seasons are new? Y'all think 17, 18 touchdowns, just only today's guys do it? Jerry Rice was the dog, man. I mean, not only was Jerry Rice dominant, E.T., but I'll tell you how good Jerry Rice was, okay?
All right.
When Jerry Rice played, there was no conversation. There was no peer. It was him and a long category of receivers past him. There was no competition for best receiver. There wasn't even a discussion on who's second best. This dude was so far and away better than everyone else, It wasn't even close.
So he was like how Patrick Mahomes is in his own tier of quarterbacks, and then there's everybody else.
He's in his own world as a player, bro. The guy has 200 touchdowns, E.T. Here's some touchdown seasons for Jerry Rice in his career. Year 2, 15. Year 3, 22. Year 5, 17. Year 6, 13. Year 7, 14. Year 8, 10, 15, 13, 15. Yards receiving, 1570, 1306, 1483, 1502, 1206, 1201, 1503, 1499, 1848, 1254. Then had another 1146, and then had another year. He had 1139 and 1211 with 9 touchdowns and 7 touchdowns. The dude went to Oakland at age 40. Age 40, he went to the Oakland Raiders. Okay? Age 40. In that season, his age 40 season, if you want to put a fantasy football perspective on it, his 257 points in a PPR league last year was more than Jackson Smith and Jigba, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, and Jerry Jeudy. He did all that at age 40 for the Raiders. His 16, this is a fantasy related, his 16.1 points per game at age 40 for the Raiders, more than Terry McLaurin, Devontae Smith, Ladd McConkey. He averaged less than a half point per game than Drake London, A.J. Brown, and Brian Thomas Jr. in the seasons that they had last year. His 92 receptions at age 40, more than Brian Thomas Jr., Jerry Jeudy, and Terry McLaurin a year ago. Think about Brian Thomas Jr. in his great year last year, E. Yeah, that was year 40 season for...
Yeah, that's crazy.
Think about that. And so you can't go to Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss. Randy Moss ain't Jerry Rice. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Randy Moss was great. He was fast. He was big. He had plenty of opportunity, played a lot of years. Add up the numbers. Add them up. And again, I can't... Jerry Rice was so far ahead of the field... I don't know who, I don't remember any other receivers. Who? Sterling Sharp till injury?
Chris Carter.
Chris Carter, I guess.
Michael Irvin?
Yeah, Michael Irvin, but still, there's not, the point being, this guy doubled up those guys.
And those guys are good.
Jamar Chase has a Justin Jefferson. They had Tyreek Hill. There's someone up there. There was never anyone around Rice. There was never let's rank the receivers. It was Tier by himself and then the rest.
Have the receivers today, as a whole, have they gotten better?
Yes, there's
more.
Right?
Yeah, kind of how golfers, there's more.
Yes, more can shoot par, more correct. Can catch 80 balls now, right? And you know what that is, though?
Game.
That's the college game. They used to never throw. It took receivers a while to, even the athletes, you had to teach them how to be receivers. Well, guys, there's guys coming now with 250 catches already. So I think the college game and the way they throw it around, the offensive schemes they use has you so much more ready. So, yeah, I would say that and look, especially for the quick result, E, I don't know if they're better overall than high, great athletes. We also, at some point, when you're comparing eras this far apart, you got to start factoring in population.
Okay.
The millions more people that are playing football just because the country has grown by, 70 million people. They're going to be that many more. What's the percentage of greatness rather than the overall number?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? So anyway, incredible age 40 season just kind of sums up, what Jerry Rice was. And I bring this up just because it came up in that bench start cut, and the three receivers were Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, and Randy Moss. They're all three great. And again, we said when we started, there are no wrong answers here. Same with the Braves question he asked me. But as a Braves fan, I'm cutting Maddox and I'm keeping Smoltz and Glavine. Oh, well. I'll do okay, by the way. They're three Hall of Famers. You can't go wrong keeping any of the two. All right, we got this. Of all the lists that we read this offseason, I think this one has the potential to change a bunch. They're putting wide receivers into tiers. This is where, on Instagram?
Yep, on the gram.
These are a lot of this is fantasy football too, by the way. These are fantasy football tiers. Now, when you get to the skill positions, fantasy and reality are real similar, aren't they?
Yes.
The number one receiver is going to be the number one fantasy receiver. Number two. Now, you get down to 30s and 40s and you're just finding depth, that's a different deal. So I don't have a problem with these top fantasy receivers being differentiated too much from regular receivers, although there are some that you would flip-flop. In other words, because of the quarterback questions, they got Justin Jefferson in tier 2 as a fantasy receiver, whereas Malik Neighbors is in tier 1. That I don't understand. Why does Malik Neighbors getting so much more love and separation than Brian Thomas
It got to
Jr.?
be the market or something, because, I don't agree with that either.
Same numbers. The tier 1 receivers from a fantasy perspective, and again, I'll just use this as a grading. Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins. Tier 2, Ladd McConkey, Justin Jefferson, Drake London, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Rashee Rice again shows up. Again, that man may not play till October. And Brian Thomas Jr., tier 3. Now, before you cry disrespect, keep in mind this is a fantasy football column, and then I'll tell you the 3 guys he shares tier 3 with, and you'll feel better. Puka Nacua, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams.
That's good company.
That's good company. And then okay. I got to do it again.
This list sucks.
Yeah, that's a dumb list. I think that's going to be the T-shirt.
That's a dumb list.
That's a dumb list.
Yeah.
That's a dumb list. Yeah, you
gotta
ready?
do that,
Are you
man.
ready, man? You ready for me to pull the bottom out of this dumb list?
Let me hear it.
Bro, you don't even going to believe me when I say this list is so dumb. It's made me tired and lethargic.
I could tell.
I got my head in my hands right now, gang. I'm beaten. I got ciabatta. Got a belly full of ciabatta.
He tired, boss.
I'm just ready for a nap. This makes my head hurt. We've had some really dumb things show up on feeds and opinion in the last couple of days. This is an all-timer, man. I don't understand this. I'm despondent right now, E.
I could tell.
I don't understand the game anymore. I don't know what we're doing here.
Oh, I got to hear this tier 4.
These are the tier 4 receivers. The first 3 I mentioned, I'll have no problem. The fourth, I don't know, but then. Tier 4, T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, Jackson Smith and Jigba,
right.
No problems. Tet McMillan.
Oh, come on, man.
Tet McMillan, it gets worse, though.
That's just me, yeah.
Ted McMillan shows up in tier 4. Never played down. I mean, first of all, we're going to start throwing guys in tiers. I might point to number 12 downtown.
Right.
Just a thought. Ted McMillan, number 4, but the Ted McMillan deserves to go right into the Hall of Fame compared to another receiver who is in tier 4. Oh, hand back and forehead, bro. Am I getting punked? Is this Photoshop? Tier 4. First, I'm going to tell you, and then I'm not trying to embarrass you. I want you to tell me who he plays for. You ready? Emeka Egbuka. You know who that is? Yeah.
Tampa?
Yeah. Tampa's Emeka Egbuka is noted here as a tier 4 receiver. Apparently, this fantasy football or this outlet painfully unaware that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin play in Tampa.
Right.
Like, I don't know whether or not we want to put Evans or Godwin in tier 4, you be the judge, but I damn sure not putting a rookie 3rd, 4th string guy on there. Did Emeka Egbuka's mother write this column? Did she post this on Instagram? Emeka Egbuka, tier 4. This is a dumb list. Put it on a t-shirt.
Yep.
We'll come back with more on the other side. It is a custom tree Surgeons Thursday on 1010XL.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. 1010XL. Where there's plenty of sunshine to go around. We love Jacksonville. Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. Waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the duck.
Hey, Jacksonville Hicken here. I've been around the block or two, and Checkmate Coatings is who I'd call for my own place. They're my new MVP for stunning, long-lasting floors.
Brendan here with Checkmate Coatings. No massive overhead means top prices on top-quality pool decks, driveways, garages, and patios, too.
Visit CheckmateCoatings.com today. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
As a law enforcement officer, safe roads are one of my top priorities, ensuring everyone can get home safely each day. Some never will, due to aggressive driving, being distracted, or speeding on the roads. And too often, that results in the toughest part of my job and the longest walk in my life. I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
9 people will be killed on our Florida roadways today. Don't let it be you or a person you love. Buckle up every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
It's the event everyone waits for. Now at Beard's Diamonds. Buy one, get one free on all wedding bands. Now for a limited time, when you buy his wedding band, get hers free. Buy hers, get his free. Save up to $10,000. Are you about to get married or been married for years thinking it's time for an upgrade? There's nothing that symbolizes your love more than the wedding band. Beards has hundreds and hundreds of bands from top designers in white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, titanium, platinum, plain bands, channel set bands, pave set, eternity bands. And for men, masculine bands, wide, modern, with and without diamonds, hammered, brushed, engraved, lots of colors. Come to Beards now and find the wedding band that reflects your style and your personality. Buy one, get the second one free. The big box corporate jewelry stores can't or won't do this, but Beards can. And it's happening now through June 23rd. Buy one wedding band, get the second one free. Don't miss this opportunity to celebrate your eternal love with the eternal symbol, Beards Diamonds, at St. John's Town Center.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 5th, 1977, the Portland Trail Blazers hold off the Philadelphia 76ers by a final score of 109-107, winning the NBA championship in 6 games.
Are you experiencing high energy bills? Now is the time to upgrade your old inefficient windows and doors. Don't miss Renewal by Anderson's 30th anniversary sale. For a limited time, buy one, get 130% off all windows and patio doors. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com now to take advantage of this incredible offer. But hurry, this offer won't last long. Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. Restrictions apply. License number CGC1527613.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Pickett here with lots more on George Moore Chevrolet. Hey, Justin Moore, what are you doing in our commercial?
Dan, this Moore just wanted to remind folks of vehicles less than $20,000 on our lot. Or you can always go more with our Silverado EV.
I have my boy Blue, that beautiful Gator Blue Silverado. Love, love, love it. And that service department, second to none. Let's just say it means more to Gabe and the boys who take great care of us.
Not to mention, we do more for the community. We love Jacksonville. Been around these parts since 1986.
George Moore Chevrolet. Need I say more?
The Poker Atlas Tour is blazing its way through Best Bet St. Augustine now through June 15th. Get in on the action with 7 poker events, highlighted by Event 1 with an impressive $100,000 guarantee, and the $600 No Limit Hold'em title event, boasting a $200,000 guaranteed prize pool. Join us at Best Bet St. Augustine for the Poker Atlas Poker Tour. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
A chipped windshield can turn into a big problem fast. Lauren Brooks here. Trust Novus Glass of Jacksonville for expert repair and replacement. Call 904-289-2905 for Novus Glass in Orange Park. 904-289-2905.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back here on The Drill. Edmonton up 1-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals. For those of you that like your night on ice, NBA Finals get started tonight. A couple small market teams with not a whole lot of fanfare around them, right? I mean, these are relatively. If we went back to October and I asked you to tell me the starting lineup of the Indiana Pacers, how would you have done?
Ooh, no.
Right? Probably not real good. I think that you and I think the same thing, and we're like heavily on board with Oklahoma City as being a favorite in the series. They are 9.5-point favorites in game one tonight. Is that a fair statement?
I don't got a problem with it.
Well, let me ask you this. ESPN has ranked every player in the finals. So let's keep a running tab here and tell me if this equals 9.5-point favorite easy series win for Oklahoma City. Okay? Who's the best player in the finals?
SGA.
I think we're going to get 1 through 5. I nailed 1 through 5. Who's the second best player?
Jalen Williams?
Tyrese Halliburton.
I was going to say one of the two. Then Jalen's probably third.
He's fourth. This Pascal Siakam.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Pascal.
Siakam. But so my point is this, and we'll keep going. Shea's number 1, but Halliburton's 2, and Siakam's 3. They're both Pacers. Then you get Jalen Williams at 4, and then you get Chet Holmgren, another Thunder player, at 5.
Yep.
They got Caruso at 6.
Oh, wow. Does he even start?
No, I don't like that's too high. But then Aaron Nesmith of the Pacers is 7. Miles Turner of the Pacers is 8. So the top 8, you got 4 and 4. I think it might come down to, can Halliburton and Siakam match Shea and Jaden Williams? Those have to be equal. However much better one of those is than the other, then his teammate needs to reverse that in his matchup. Turner is 8. Then you get to, and by the way, by the time you get down to 9, 10, and 11, these are such role players that I don't know how much impact they have. Like the finals are going to be determined by the 8 guys I just named.
Yeah.
I mean, you may get a Lou Dort sighting here, and you may get a TJ McConnell moment there. But for the most part, the finals are going to be decided by these 8 players. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Aaron Nesmith, Miles Turner. They say Alex Caruso. I don't know. I'd just as soon put Lou Dort there than him, but oh well. Now, they do have Hartenstein and Dort, 9 and 10, both Thunder players. And then the Pacers get number 11, Andrew Nembhard, who's not a bad player. I guess the point, if you really look at this, like, tick, 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 right down the line, the difference doesn't seem as big as when you just wonder who's going to win or how the series is going to go. So we shall see. Game 1 is coming up tonight. All right, well, I don't know if this is like paid for, if this is a cameo, how this came about. We're trying to dig the intel behind it. But I've seen this stuff like on one of the late night shows, and I don't know which of the 3 it is, where like sometimes they'll have an actress or actor come out and read mean tweets. You ever seen that, E.T.? Yeah, what people have said about him. This has that kind of feel to it. But is she reading a tweet? What is that anyway? What is she reading there, E.T., or is that just a post?
Yeah, it's a post.
That's just describing what she's doing.
Uh-huh.
Well, Ana de Armas, Cuban actress, white hot right now with like roles and, persona, was on one of the late night shows last night and then had this to say.
Hi, Jaguars. This is Ana de Armas. I am so excited to have you be one of the very first to see my new film, Ballerina. Hope you're ready for it. Wishing you the best of luck on your upcoming season. Go Jags.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I mean, you're invited. Thank you, Jaguar. It's like you just filled in the blank there. Bill. Hello, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Bill, I hope you're excited to see my new movie. Bill. Go, Bill.
Oh, Bill.
Fred. I'm so excited.
Go, Fred.
Does it have a little bit of that feel to you? Does anybody think Ana de Armas is legitimately a Jaguars fan? I mean, that's what we're thinking. We'll take it this morning. There seems to be a lot of hope / enthusiasm on the text line, ET, that we can claim Ana. I mean, we're in desperate search of a big-time celebrity fan.
Yeah.
And again, what's the Ghost? What's the guy, the
Asher Grodman?
Is Ghost his show?
I think.
The one he's involved in?
I believe it's Ghost. Yeah.
No one knows. I mean, Paramount Pictures knows. They're keeping it under wraps. So anyway, is she or isn't she? At least Ana de Armas put the Jaguars. Jaguars came out her mouth on the. I assume that's the late night show. Isn't that what it looks like?
Looks like.
Yeah, it's not just some post. Now, I smell a cameo here. Somebody sent Ann of $75 and said, say Jaguars. I'll say Jaguars. Every year after the year ends, the truth comes out the next year. It usually somehow ends up as some excuse or rationalization as to why you didn't perform. Like, and I've seen a couple of those come out, like, not that he didn't perform, but you learn like so-and-so played all year with an injury. Like Foye says he had a sports hernia all year. There have been guys that were hurt. That could contribute to, the success or lack of it at times. Well, one of those that we noticed it some last year, but it wasn't the overall prevailing problem that it seemed to be. One was the weight, right? And carrying the extra weight, especially for the defenders. We talked about that a little bit too. But remember the viral scenario that played out. I don't even remember which game. Was it the Philly game? We were on the road, and the guys are on the sideline doing rock, paper, scissors to see who goes in. Remember all the plays last year where it's 3rd and 12 and either Trayvon Walker or Josh Hines-Allen aren't on the field? Like, remember all these things that apparently you got to be a multi-million-dollar coach to impart, but you could just be some boob watching the tube and scream at the mistakes. That bad. And, you can't, if it's 3rd and 14, my expectation with the new blood, and Tony, if he's listening, is that Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker both be on the field. That seems like a good idea. One that the brain trust around here, led by Mansour Peterson, couldn't seem to figure out a year ago. Coach Cohen, please, for the love of sports gods, little G, can we see Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker on the field at the same time, maybe?
Pro's pro. He's done things the right way since the day he's walked in here.
I don't think. 8. Yeah, Hines-Allen, Walker, field, same time. I'm hearing a lot of mumbling in there. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of mumbling. It's from the same press conference that you took his stuff from earlier today. We've had this. I feel like I'm on Groundhog Day right now. But back to the point, right? I mean, you got these two guys. One's the number 1 overall pick. The other's a top 10 pick. One, they combined the previous year for 25.5 sacks. And you got plays and passing downs where they're not both on the field. You're stupid. That's just stupid.
You've got to. It is a fine. It's a little bit of a balance of keeping guys fresh and wanting. You always hear the term waves of rushers, but ultimately you've got to have your best guys on the field as much as possible, and especially in those money downs, whether it be in the 3rd downs, known passing situations, and in the red zone, right? So I do think it's a balance, but ultimately, if they're in the physical shape to be able to do it and to play down in and down out consistently, that will be really important for us. Those guys are going to have to be in elite shape. They've done a great job of getting to that point thus far, and think that they're on track to do those things in this fall.
Josh Allen's kind of done his own thing the past few years, right? He's worked out in South Florida and other places. Didn't Josh Hines-Allen take a pass on a late season game just to head off to Mexico? Was that last year, 2 years ago?
Did he?
Yeah, I think he did. Pretty sure. Maybe 2 years ago when we finished in Indy. Or did we finish in Indy last year? Yeah, he just took a pass, right? No showed it. Went off to Mexico for the offseason. I remember. Y'all may not. I do. But apparently important to be at OTAs this go-round.
It was a lot of different things. Just a lot of different things. A lot of different things. I think we can get into that a little bit later, but yeah.
Like we got a new teacher. We got a new coach. That's why I'm here. Are you guys kidding me? I went to Mexico at the end of last year. Think OTAs matter? Look it up.
No, I think he did, bro.
Yeah, look it up. I want to know. I want to know the exactness to this whole thing. I'm pretty sure I got a healthy scratch, just took a pass, went to Cancun to end the year. Acapulco, huh? Got on the Love Boat down there, the Pacific Princess, perhaps. Stopped at Monkey Island on the way. I don't know what to tell you. Got a guy took a pass on the end of the year. Healthy scratch. Got to vacate, man. Yeah, so there's that. And look, while we're at it, let's hear from another defender that a lot is counted on. That's Foye Oluokun. Look, Aluakin has been a very, very good player. He's a super tackler. The success hasn't come the last couple of years. Aluakin E.T. was asked about building his legacy here, and a legacy for Foye Aluakin would mean being a captain and a leader. He's still got good years left on a team that gets these things turned around, and let's have ourselves a little era.
Yeah, I always want to be productive every time I'm on the field. You know, whatever that makes my career looks like, that's what it looks like. I can't really control what media outlets say about me and stuff, but I know what production looks like for me, and I want to get my hands on the ball as many times as possible. I want to be around the ball, bringing guys down as many times as possible, and I've made a career out of that. I want to continue to improve on that, and then, you know, what they say about me legacy-wise is what they say, but I know what I bring to the table each and every week.
Ain't nobody talking bad about Foye Aluakin, but you keep that chip on your shoulder, my brother. We need as many chips we can have, and let's cash some in this football season. Did you get me up? Did you give me my story there?
I'm still pulling it up.
You're not finding anything there? This is just
so.
dirty, nasty rumor that I'm just propagating out there.
Oh, no, think it's a dirty, nasty rumor.
I kind of feel like, I kind of feel like he went to Mexico at the end of the year. I do know he just out of nowhere decided not to play the last week. Thought that was interesting. Yeah, did we end at Indy, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said, I think I'll just, we're out of it. I think I'll just take a pass there. Oh, I got answers.
Okay.
You ready? I got answers. The Jags players were treated to a premiere showing of Ana de Armas's movie. That was the message that she sent with it before they saw the movie.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's a long-lasting fandom that goes way back. When you think about the blood and the bleeding and the sweating and the tearing up that you've done over your football team, understand Ana de Armas has been there with you the whole way. And in between filming all these terrific movies, she apparently has been right there in the club seats, 50-yard line, week after week. Or none of that happened, and she learned an NFL team was going to watch her movie, and she threw him a little shout-out. Maybe it was more like that. I know he didn't play the finale. Whether or not I can just absolutely libel him and say he was in Mexico, I don't know. We'll find out. All right, let's take a turn. Ooh. And tomorrow they'll be jumping around, they'll be bouncing around. Matt Everett will be back with us. Him and E.T. live in nasty lands. So
yes, sir.
They can't wait for that 9 o'clock hour. I will see how it goes when we return. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. You're listening to The Drill.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Our world is full of balls and fields and games. It's a fantasy life.
Do you believe in unlikelihood?
Come join the fun.
It is a game.
1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at ITP Partners. We're facing interesting economic times, right? Dow goes up, Dow goes down, Dow goes up, Dow goes down. Tariffs, I can't make sense of it, but my guys at ITP Partners can. Jacksonville folks taking care of my Jacksonville money, and that is a comforting thing. It's the experience, it's the expertise, it's the knowledge, and it's the openness of Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. they're always there for me, right? Always there for me. And listen, 3 generations of Hickens have invested at ITP Partners, and they listen and they give us each individualized strategies where our goals become their priority. It's a great time to get in the game. ITP Partners are always there to help. Chris at ITPPartners.com. Easy to get a hold of, or call 312-9751, 312-9751. They're ITP Partners. They're my financial partners for life.
Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacks Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacks Beach, or visit apexroofingfl.com.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
Googans, what's happening? It's your main man E.T. here for Twin Peaks, which happens to be the best in the game, by the way. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees. And rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. And it's bigger game days and it's bolder fight nights, too. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that's always coming through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late at night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. And stick around after the sunset, too. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. And while you're at it, the countdown to Miss Twin Peaks 2025 is on and popping. And voting for Miss Popular is officially live. Head over to 2025MissTwinPeaks.com to learn more about the contest and cast your 5 votes for your favorite Twin Peaks girl. And tell them E.T. sent you. Come on, somebody.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Life is just so busy this time of year. Between work, the kids' games, family vacations, I need a yard hero to free up my weekends.
You mean somebody who does mowing and trimming?
Yeah.
How about mosquito control?
Yeah.
What about irrigation and pet waste removal?
You do that too? You're my lawn hero.
Find your lawn hero at heroeslawncare.com. Heroes Lawn Care, because every lawn needs a hero.
It's a battle of football champions as your Sharks take on the Arizona Rattlers. Don't miss any of the action this Saturday, June 7th. Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Try the new Family 4-Pack. 4 tickets, 4 $10 vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card for only $100. Get tickets at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
It's a battle of football champions as your Sharks take on the Arizona Rattlers. Don't miss any of the action this Saturday, June 7th. Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Try our Family Fun Pack. 4 tickets, 4 $10 vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card for only $100. For tickets, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700.
Go Sharks!
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Southern Oak Insurance. Florida Gators will host Florida State on November 11th, marking the 76th meeting between the rivals. Part of Florida's title defense campaign, the game will take place in Gainesville, where tip-off time will be announced. The Gators have won the last 4 matchups, including a victory in Tallahassee last season. Meanwhile, the Jacksonville Jaguars will open one minicam day to fans on June 11th at the Miller Electric Center. Free tickets are available, but tend to go fast. Practice runs from 8:50 to 10:40 a.m. In college basketball, the JU Dolphins are set to compete in the 2025 Sunshine Slams men's basketball tournament at the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach. Fans can grab tickets in advance or on game day, with the field featuring Florida Atlantic, Bethune-Cookman, and more. And that's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson. Currently, it's 9 a.m. and it's 78 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's time. Now, it's time for the 9 o'clock nasty on the drill.
We're wasting time.
Here are Jeff Prosser, Dan Hicken, and E.T.
All right, back here on the drill. Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. For the Shazam Spotlight, brought to you by ShazamAuto.com and the Murray Ford Superstores. This sums up what Braves fandom is these days. This is awful, man. This is killing me, E. I've gotten spoiled. I haven't had the resolution. I had the one year where we did the fake funeral, bro. I never gave up on that team that year. That's right. I'll wear it. It's fine. But the truth was, behind the scenes, I never completely, lost the confidence and faith that they would be okay. I did it just to, to help spur along the summer. But I could care less what you think. We got a World Series. I'm telling you now, this team's done. So y'all can come back on me now when I'm all excited in September if they're in the playoffs and say, you said they were done. This time you'll be right. The other times you weren't. I'm saying they're done. I don't know how long you're going to wait to think things are going to just suddenly improve. And they did it again last night. The team I wasn't going to mention again. They lost 2-1. Here's the Shazam Spotlight, though. By the way, you get a good Shazam with the Murray Ford Superstore. Not a bad one. Like every time I do a Braves story, the Shazam is how incompetent they are. But when you go to the Shazam, it's like, oh, wow, what a great deal. What great customer service. I think I'll get the Ford. I think I'll get the Ranger, the truck of the year. By the way, E, I'm already talking about maybe going to get another one. I've never been a car guy.
Man, that's going to be...
That'd be pretty quick, because here's why. You know what I've realized I should have gotten? I wish I had gotten?
What's that?
4-wheel drive.
Oh, okay.
I don't have 4-wheel drive on my truck, man. And I didn't know it was a big deal. I'm not a truck guy. I never noticed. But if I'd like to have that 4-wheel drive so I can get on the beach here in the summer.
Ride that thing on the beach.
Do stuff, right? Not get stuck. And I wish I had gotten the 4-wheel drive. And I wish it so much to the point that I may actually go...
Upgrade that thing.
Retruck it and get some 4-wheel drive. But that's a story for another day. Now, here's today's Shazam Spotlight. On the way to another pitiful 2-1 loss. By the way, Chris Sale, who everyone thinks is not pitching good, is pitching great. Every day, every game, he's going 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 run. And loss. Braves lost 2-1 last night. Sale, God bless him, 10 strikeouts, 1 run, 6 innings. Not enough. But here's this is what sums up the Braves, though, and Braves fandom, and the just complete lack of manhood or gumption in this beta lineup that we run out every day. They left the bases loaded in the 8th and 9th inning at home. 9:04, it's a war cry. The Braves were down 2-1 at home and had the bases loaded in both the 8th and 9th inning. That's the way they finished both innings. That just shows you the kind of loser, sissy, can't come through losers they are. There's nobody there. That's why I can tell you. Again, we're not going to do a big pomp and circumstance. Maybe I'll wait till Dan comes back. But go ahead and put the date right now if you want down. June 5th. There is no miraculous comeback. There is no trade deadline magic. They may get back to 500. They may make you think at some point. I don't even think that. I don't think there's enough competition. There's more competition, and I go to a JUCO game this week. There'll be more competition in the pinky finger than that whole roster combined.
Oh, my.
Yeah, just a bunch of don't care, unpassionate, can't come through losers, man. When you go up to the plate and you strike out, you know what you did? You lost. So when I call them losers, I'm calling them losers because, one, they lose every competitive situation in a game, and two, they lose the game. Bases loaded, 8th and 9th inning, 1-run loss at home. It don't matter, Atlanta. It's a long season, right? The stupid, idiotic sheep fans don't keep showing up all off season while you're all regular season, all summer, while your idiotically cheap ownership won't put a dime back into the franchise. Now, we're on to you up there. Mediocre baseball team playing sub-mediocre baseball equals the Atlanta Braves. Now 5 or 6. I don't know what they are under 500. I don't care. I didn't watch an inning last night. Bleep them. But for those of you who are still there, and Braves fandom is a little stronger than mine at the moment as it's rocked back on its heels. If you watch that, I feel you because I've watched it all year. Bases loaded in the 8th, no run. Bases loaded in the 9th, no run. Lost by 1 run. Nice job. Seriously. Whew, compete much? We've got into some cross-generational talks today, haven't we, E? How maybe you just don't respect what some people do from other generations.
That is true.
And it can show itself in a variety of different ways. But as I'm reading up on something here, I can't help but go back to, remember the quote after the Jaguars drafted Travis Hunter? And I know we're all excited about it, but James Gladstone said something to the effect of he's changing the sport. You remember that?
Yeah.
Not just changing the team, changing the game. And we all eat it up because, oh, my God, no one can do or has done what Travis Hunter does.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. Would this surprise you if I told you this? I am a former NFL receiver. I played 11 years in the league. I led the league in receiving yards 7 times. I led the league in receiving touchdowns 9 times. Oh, by the way, I started at safety on defense. I led the league in interceptions in 1940. In fact, I'm the first and only player to lead the league in receiving touchdowns and interceptions in the same season.
Dang.
I'm an 8-time All-Pro. I twice won the NFL's Most Valuable Player Award. And I'm credited with maybe being the first modern wide receiver in the history of the sport. If this has been done, if there has been a player who led the league in receiving yards 7 times, led the league in receiving touchdowns 9 times, led the league in interceptions, in fact, 1 year led the league in interceptions and touchdown catches. With that being fact, in what way is Travis Hunter going to change the game again? I'm just curious of the GM, just what it is about Donald Montgomery Hudson that doesn't quite measure up to, quote, game-changing. My man Don Hudson for the Packers back in the day, E.T., led the league in touchdown catches and picks.
Baller.
2-time MVP. He's an all-pro in both positions, bro. Now, there was a lot more two-way play back then, but there wasn't a lot of two-way play where one of those guys playing two ways invented the position. In fact, he's credited with creating the modern pass routes that are used in the NFL today. A dominant receiver, widely considered one of the greatest receivers in NFL history, the first 1,000-yard receiver in the NFL, held all 4 major receiving records at the time of his retirement: receptions, yards, touchdowns. Charter member of the College Hall of Fame, charter member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. His number 14, the first jersey retired by the Packers. He's on the NFL's 50th anniversary team. So, yeah, Travis Hunter can change the Jags. Don Hudson just called and said, you ain't changing the league, buddy. You ain't changing the sport. Unless you got 8 seasons of leading the league in yards and 10 seasons of leading it in touchdowns. And throw me in to lead the league in receptions and interceptions in the same year. That's crazy, huh?
Baller.
Baller. What they call him? They call him like the Alabama tornado or something, some name that I've actually, to be honest with you, never heard him having been called before. But yeah, it just goes to show you, on the generational scale, it's all relative, right?
It is.
And Travis Hunter may change things here, and it's not happening now in the specialized NFL, but football, the NFL has been played where one guy plays both sides of the ball at an all-star elite level. It's still a 60-minute game, still a physical game, and so immediately today's it was different then. Oh, was it? 60 minutes long playing the whole game on both sides. Tell me how different it was. Game wasn't as fast. Didn't have as many plays. All right. Touchdown still 6. Who has been the biggest thorn in the side of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
All time?
Let's go last 5 years.
I was going to say J.J. Watt.
I have a real interesting list here, E. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
It's the highest graded player, offensive or defense, against every team over the past 5 seasons.
I like that.
So what player is there one that sticks out that will be the highest graded offensive or defensive player? I hope it's an offensive player because it'd be hard to know if it's defensive if you can't think of anybody who's just dominating you.
J.J. Watt used to tear us up.
Yeah, it hadn't been in 5 years, though, but you're right, he has. There have been some tight ends tear us up. Travis Kelce's torn us up.
True, yeah.
So who we've been playing
It got to be somebody we play.
We play a lot.
Division.
Or something we play a lot.
Okay.
Because our division's been so bad that the major players are changing at a lot of the positions.
That's true.
Like I think of, we play the Ravens a lot. We play the Bills a lot. We finished with them. I'm thinking, is Lamar high rated against us? Like we've done okay against Josh Allen. Last year, not so much, but we've had other good games against Josh Allen. Although that game here where our Josh Hines Allen beat their Josh Allen, that's probably more than 5 years ago now.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Dang.
I bet it is.
The Josh Allen game, 9-6. Yeah.
Yeah, close to it. No, that was actually Urban's year. That would have been 20.
Okay.
Or 21. That would have been within. So let's just go down and see who it is. Like by the grade. This is from Pro Football Focus. But I'm trying. But no, before I go, let's come up with one. Who might it be? Who just beats the Derrick Henry? How about Derrick Henry?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Let's go Derrick Henry.
I was going to say Jonathan Taylor, but that was
that's
better.
a good one, too. Let's go Derrick. Let's see if it's not Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
They didn't even play him last year, right?
You're right.
It's Derrick. It's got to be Derrick Henry, doesn't it? He's had big games against us even when we beat him.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. We're getting there. By the way, the Texans, Derrick Henry. Jags. Nah, I don't like this one, man. We don't play him enough. What position? They played him twice, and this guy has caught 22 balls for 275 yards and 4 touchdowns. Wow.
Devontae?
That's good because that's what he seemed to do last year. It's not Devontae. And Devontae's probably played the Jags more than twice.
Okay.
Although Devontae in that 5 year, you're right. The Raiders, he had a big first half, remember?
Yeah.
And then last year for the Jets lit us up too. No, this guy, again, he plays in the NFC, so we only see him every now and then. And he's a young player. I'm surprised we played him twice. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, Amon-Ra.
Here's what Amon-Ra has done against the Jaguars. St. Brown is one of the elite wide receivers in the game, and the Jaguars have found out firsthand on 2 occasions. In those matchups, St. Brown caught 22 balls for 275 yards and 4 touchdowns. That production earned him a 92.7 PFF receiving grade across those 2 games. The 92.8 PFF grade he got in week 11 of last year is the best single game PFF receiving grade of his career. I'm going down this list just to see if there's any way in hockey sticks that somebody's Achilles heel could be
Jaguar player?
Could be one of ours. And I can't. We've just been so irrelevant that a lot of guys show up here. Joe Burrow is a pain in a lot of guys' butt. Some of these, their Achilles heels are offensive and defensive linemen. That will be harder to kind of recognize, I think, as a fan. Yeah, no Jags. Who are we kidding? I mean, for Carolina, it's still Brady. My man had played 3 years. I'd say they're doing okay against everybody else. Some are just odd, dude. Oh, here we go. Josh Hines Allen.
Okay.
Look out, Cleveland. Hines Allen terrorizes opponents weekly, but he's been particularly effective in 2 matchups against Cleveland. He earned a 92.2 overall grade and a 91.1 pass rush grade in those 2 games. Officially recorded 11 pressures, 1 sack, and a 25% pass rush win rate. The 91.6 PFF pass rush grade Hines Allen garnered against the Browns in week 2 of last season was the second best mark of his career. So we got 1, and that'll be it. Yeah, Josh, look out, Cleveland. Josh Hines Allen's coming to town. We'll see what's trending and more when we return. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday on The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
You're in the pole position with 1010XL this Sunday at Michigan International Speedway.
Let's go racing!
Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower, 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Oh, no. No.
You okay in there?
Toilet's backed up. It won't flush.
Okay, I'll call the pros.
The tank isn't filling. The handle does nothing. Run for your life.
Don't be so dramatic. Duck Rooter will fix it.
For any plumbing issue, call Duck Rooter, your local plumbing professionals and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser start the week by giving the ball to the best back in Duval.
And off, Fred Taylor.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI Defense Firm and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
Gang, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, you just got divorced, you have children, you likely want to take care of your family. Of course you do. That's why I'm here to tell you about Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. I'm not the attorney, Matty is, but we both want to know, have you done your last will? Man, Dan, I don't know why you bring that up. That's depressing. No, it's not. Something you got to take care of, something you want to do because you work hard for your money. You want to get the money to the people that you choose. Planning also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well, right? You want to have as much money as you can for your loved ones. Matt Hinson will listen. He'll help you with your decisions. He'll provide you info needed so you're at ease with your choice. It's the Hinson Law Firm. Real easy to get a hold of Matty. 527-1700, 904-527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. Gang, don't let the state decide your fate.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade. Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to i9sports.com with summer and fall registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
Swing into the hottest party of the summer. Join First Tee North Florida at the Yards on June 12th for the Summer Soiree Baja Beach Bash. We're bringing the vibrant spirit of Cabo San Lucas to the First Coast for an evening of family-friendly fun. Enjoy live music, craft cocktails, golf games, raffle prizes, and delicious Mexican-inspired cuisine from Taco Lu. Golf, fiesta, and philanthropy, all to support the impactful programs of the First Tee. Visit firstteenorthflorida.org/summer soiree to secure your tickets today.
Spring has sprung, and so have the bugs. It's Hayes Carline and my friends at Kingfish Pest Control offer an exclusive $99 spring special. That's right, your initial pest control service is just $99. And if you call today, they'll include a free one-time mosquito treatment. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned, 5-star rated with no binding contracts and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call them now to book your service. Only at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. You're on-road, you're off-road, now you're on the water. Greg, tell everybody what Coach and Honda is offering in the form of boats.
We've got the Honda boat, which is a great runabout fisherman. We've got the Coach boats. They're fantastic for getting out with a family. Nice lay-down beds, all with that legendary Honda motor on them.
Check them all out. They're waiting for you. You can see how you can be on the water with Honda or with Coach Pontoon Boats. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden Eye & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like EVO implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Man, I tell you what, Derrick Henry is the overwhelming answer, and the survey says, I don't care about grades. If there's the thorn in our side, Derrick Henry's the right answer, E. I mean, the way they put that together, the Achilles heel for each team, sure, Amon-Ra Brown, that would be a lot more noticeable if we were playing twice a year every year.
Correct.
So, he's only had 2 opportunities, and he's busted out in both. Derrick Henry had, 16 opportunities, and maybe he had 3 or 4 that kept his grade down. But, man, it's in game out. That guy was going for 150, 200 yards, multiple scores, and highlights. Just, he was an embarrassment factory. He manufactured embarrassment for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And again, we've been run bad since we started getting run outside of Coughlin. Yeah, since we started getting run, we've been run bad. And we didn't take Derrick Henry in round 2 because we were so smart. We saw the elite athlete that TJ Yeldon was going to be. So we took him at the top of round 2 the year before. That's the kind of lunacy that has guided our franchise through so many desperate days. That kind of stuff. We just always do the wrong thing. Always have. Too many times. Yeah, so everyone, Derrick Henry. Aaron Rodgers, I guess, has done pretty good against us. And by the way, this is a last 5 years, so this could affect how you're doing. So, with all due respect to Steve McNair, Eddie George, and others. Yeah. Somebody is a parent of a Paxson student. Paxson is advanced, learning over there, studies. But they also have a football team. And Derrick Henry's Yulee squad apparently played him one year, a few years back. And text line says, Derrick beat up my daughter's friends at Paxson years ago. He must have run for 450 yards. Stiff-arming the hell out of physics students. This is true. We are the Eagles' Achilles heel for the tush push. Well, I guess that's true. Anyway, there's that. NBA Finals start tonight. I'm among those that are excited. I'm having a hard time finding anyone to pick the Indiana Pacers in the series. Here we go. Chris Canty has, former football player for that matter, has Pacers in 7. Fetty Tolman does the overnights. I remember Fetty Tolman when I used to be driving in. Pacers in 6. And then Jeremy Woo goes Pacers in 7. So that's all. 29 go to the Oklahoma City Thunder. 3 go to the Pacers. Do you have a finals that would be your favorite, E?
My favorite?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite finals?
I do.
Anything that stands out? I'm going to guess yours. Yours is an easy one.
Okay.
I'm assuming that yours is the LeBron win in Cleveland over Golden State.
Yes, sir.
With the block.
2016,
Yeah,
coming down from 3-1. Yep, coming down. Yeah, coming back from 3-1, yeah.
It's a really, really, really good finals.
I think LeBron had 41, Kyrie had 43. It was crazy.
It was a great game. He had the defensive play in that series. That was just a great, great final series. LeBron wins it for Cleveland. There's a lot there. That might be number 1, too. That might be number 1 for me. I don't know if it's this. Here's the problem with trying to give you mine is can it be your favorite if you can't like remember which year it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel you, though.
Because the Lakers and Celtics played 3 finals when I was like in high school era, and like one of those especially was incredibly good. Those Lakers Celtics finals are probably my favorite finals. Like overall, the Bulls were great, but they never went to a game 7. It was fun watching the artistry of Michael Jordan. You need to have a little bit of
like adversity or something.
Right.
Yeah.
You want some competition there.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be a layup for one team over the other. And the NBA has given us that too many times. Like Shaq and Kobe weren't losing. You knew it before. And just like, Jordan never went 7 in the finals. Never went 7. That's how dominant the Bulls were. And they had, not that they didn't have some good, like the Phoenix series was pretty competitive to be a 6-gamer. I remember one year the Bulls, the first year they played the Lakers, and Magic and the Lakers stole game 1 in Chicago, but I think the Bulls may have won 4 straight off of that. I know they won the series in L.A. So we've had some good finals of late, really. A couple of them at least. At that 7-game series we had with, was it Boston and Golden State a few years back? That was a good one.
Yeah, it was good.
But we've not had great draws, and the numbers have, the numbers have suffered, for it a little bit too. But if I had to go my favorite finals, I should be looking at a list, but I think part of looking at a list kind of defeats the purpose of the memorableness of your favorite. To me, it was those mid-'80s, man. I'm high school, college, 16 to 19 Lakers, or even 15 to 20 Lakers and Celtics are battling. It was just a cool era because it went from Lakers, Celtics dominating to handing over the torch to the Pistons in the East, and then they won a couple, and then the torch was handed to Chicago, and they dominated for years. That's typically how the NBA has gone, and again, we are going to have our 7th different NBA champion in a row, and we did this exercise in studio a week ago. You can look at some pretty good teams who haven't won in the last 7 years, and come up with the legitimate possibility that next year it'll be 8. We've also had, I think, now 7 straight international winners of the MVP. Maybe the TV ratings are great in Serbia and Australia and other places.
Right.
Want to see what's trending?
Let's do it.
Number 5.
Kobe and Gigi, they have they have like a couple of memorials down there in downtown LA, but one of them is like the main one, and it was vandalized recently, and I think Luka paid for it.
I saw that.
Luka paid for it to be.
I saw him pay for it to get restored.
And it got restored last week just for it to get vandalized again.
Well, who and why?
I don't get
dumb,
it.
idiocracy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it is.
Out there, the person who vandalized it is arguing they should put a baiting station in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've watched the Idiocracy, you know. Yeah.
Number 4.
I like that I can get away with calling it baiting station and no one raises an eyebrow. Earthworms and such. You know what I mean?
BK, do you know the name Mikhail Baker? Has that name rung a bell to you, Jeffrey?
Not yet.
Okay, well, he's a recent graduate.
Okay.
Not here in Florida, but, a recent graduate, 2025. But when most high school graduates graduate, that night, what do they normally do?
Well, party?
Yeah, well, I can tell you what they don't do.
Okay.
They don't go to work.
No, they don't.
Well, Mikhail Baker, he worked
I thought you were talking about Bishop Kenny. I've gotten confused, so I shouldn't know Michael Kelly. I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Michael. I don't know who you are, my brother.
No, you're not going to know.
So I know that. So he works at Burger King, right?
Yeah, he works at a Burger King. And after he graduated, he worked the shift at Burger King.
Well, you got to make that money.
Well, Burger King recognized that, and they did a good thing.
Well, they gave him a pin or something. I remember one time they gave old boy a pin because he worked
they did a little
50
bit better.
hours in a row.
They awarded him with a $10,000 scholarship.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out BK for doing that, man.
Yeah. Of course, kids today, and that means they'll lose the rest of their staff who are going to be just up in arms that they didn't get anything extra for coming to work. So there's that.
Number 3.
Sometimes I love when they do the GoFundMe for these kids that good. First of all, it's hard to find good fast food workers.
Oh yeah.
And the good ones that go above and beyond and always try and make it right, and they take the abuse, and they always. I love it when the GoFundMes find hundreds of grants for those guys. I'm down.
I like that. Jeffrey, you're big into TV shows. You haven't been watching much though lately, have you?
I don't know. Ask me and you'll find out. I have. I don't know. It depends.
This is this week's most streamed shows.
Okay.
At number 5, we have She the People.
I have not seen that one.
443 million streams on Netflix.
I'm gonna have, and I can't remember the She the People. Was that the?
I couldn't tell you.
No, I know these. I can't. Anyway, I know the title. Go ahead.
Number 4 is a Secret Life of Mormon Wives. Secret Lives.
Yeah, that's
of
more
Mormon
like
wives.
one of those Bravo deals, and it's just about these whorish wives out there in Mormon land. So
Oh dear.
You guys have yourself. I watched that Primeval show. I can never look at Mormons the same after
450 million views on Hulu.
Okay.
At number 3 is Your Friends and Neighbors.
Yeah, Hicken has watched that one. And he says it's really good.
That was on Apple with a 523 million.
Is that the one? That's the one that the dude is from Mad Men. What's his name? What's that actor's name? He's in that?
Yes.
Yeah, what's that guy's name, gang? Oh, shoot. Guy from Mad Men. Yeah, I want to say Paul Rudd. It's not John Hamm.
Okay.
He's in that. And apparently the premise behind that, Friends and Neighbors, is he has a former hedge fund, but he lives in a swanky neighborhood and he starts robbing the houses. He learns he can be a burglar. I think that's how that one goes.
Number 2 is Mobland.
Yeah,
that's on Paramount.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen all these, so they're certainly, on the radar, but as of yet, I've not watched them.
801 million
And you know what Dan would be screaming right now for the most popular show, but we're not going to say it.
And number 1, Sirens.
Yeah, that's the Nicole Kidman. There was a movie called Sirens years ago. I don't know if that's like a TV show version of that,
Okay.
or if they're separate.
That got 2.7 billion streams on Netflix.
Yeah, I've looked at all those. We watched a show recently. Oh, I watched the one, it's kind of like a murder mystery type deal at the White House, and the lady is a bird watcher, crazy cuckoo, like detective. But I don't remember the names, E.
I couldn't tell you.
And we watch so many movies, and I watch, when you watch so many movies, you watch a lot of nondescript movies that you don't even remember the title. Like, you're just picking movies. If it's not a blockbuster that you're all aware of, and you're just picking movies based on, the categories that they're under. Hey, I can literally in a week forget I've even watched it. I just go by, I'm almost to the point like this with movies and shows, Z. I can't really tell you exactly what happened. I can just tell you if I liked it a lot or not.
Right.
And so if I liked it a lot, I'm just going to, I'm going to rest easy in the fact that it is probably going to play that way. All right, is that it?
No.
Okay,
Number
good.
2.
Good.
Number 2.
Perfect. I need more.
Adam Silver says that the 2026 All-Star Game will be Team USA versus the World Team. What do you think about that?
I think it's way overdue, and these guys can't come up with nothing for nothing.
They can't.
That's what I think. I mean, I think that we need youth movements in all these sports. We got a bunch of tired old men in suits that just have no forward thinking at all. And they just wait until the bell rings. Like, PGA golf is a perfect example. These guys sat out there in those suits thinking they controlled the golf world, and they're learning now that golf's a lot more blue collar than they knew, and they're getting absolutely woodshedded by social media golf.
Yeah.
More people will watch 4 dudes that can't break par. They'd rather watch them and their personality and their driving of the machine for an hour and a half than watch pro golfers, the very best play. And there's a lot of that going on right now. You better change your targeting. You better, lest you get left behind. And I think it's smart. It makes sense. We just said there's been 7 straight MVPs from around the world. We're past the due time. And by the way, there is no more, it's not embarrassing if you lose. That's long gone. So yeah, this made all the sense in the world, which is why it took the NBA so long to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1.
And the number 1 trending topic, I spent a lot of hours when I was growing up listening to this guy's mixtapes, listening to his CDs, his bars.
Okay.
That'll be the one Lil Wayne.
Oh, Lil Wayne.
He has announced the Carter 6, the tour dates ahead of the album arrival, the Carter 6.
How old is Lil Wayne now?
Lil Wayne,
45?
Early 40s.
Yeah,
early 40s.
He at one point, No, I don't watch Idiocracy every night. I've seen Idiocracy a couple, 3 times. It sticks with me because of its barren truth that is going to play out on all of y'all. I expect before I die to see people watering their grass with like Gatorade and stuff because it's got electrolytes. Y'all that dumb out there. I expect that. So yeah, I expect the stations to be, I expect y'all to demand those stations be built. Y'all dumb that way. Idiocracy is real. It's here. It's won. What was yesterday? We had the winner of the Idiocracy was yesterday. It was in. It was the verdict in. There's so much happens now. I can't recall what it was.
Right.
We had it. That's it. Now, hands down, I give up. I lay down the sword. Idiocracy, you win. I don't need to watch it every day. I see it happening all around me. For sure. All right.
And that's what's trending.
Yeah, you bet it is. Yeah, all right. I got a birthday shout out this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, got another backseat again, ET.
Yeah, backseat again for sure.
Jacksonville sports fandom is built on the backs of the backseatigans. They sit back there while mom and or dad drive them around to school, to camp, wherever they go, and mom and dad got to listen to crazy Jeff and Dan and E.
They know all the little benchmarks.
Oh, gosh.
The Friday song.
They hear us acting like the fool, but
The
having a good time
Prosserants.
doing it. Oh, the PPOs. They get them all. So this morning, a little backseat again. 11 years old today, Blythe.
Happy birthday, Blythe.
Blythe, happy birthday. We appreciate you. This work you're putting in as a backseat again will serve you well around, when you get older and they're all talking sports. You're going to be right there at the forefront. You're going to know more about the Jaguars than any of them. Happy birthday to young Blythe, 11 years old today. We're back to put a wrap on this fantastically fantastic show. Next.
That we can set aside to show just how much we love you.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. It's not just football, it's glory in motion.
Touchdown! They have extended the lead!
1010XL.
How good is that?
Home of the Jaguars.
4 guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? TopDressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit TopDressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Pizza to Tea here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch? From lunch to late night, only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Stick around after the sunset, and Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Come on, somebody.
Hey, gang. Hicken here for my friends at Zero Res. The cleaning freaks, good time, right? We got graduation parties. I went to a couple this weekend. Summer barbecues, festivities, family gatherings. Man, we need Zero Res. Cleaning freaks will make that house look better, feel better, smell better. They darn sure will. And by the way, Zero Res, if you don't believe me, 4.9 rating on Google with over 8,000 reviews. Big summer savings for you guys. 3 rooms of carpet clean right now starting at $129. 3 rooms, carpet clean, starting at $129, and take 20% off air duct cleaning. All you got to do, visit ZeroResJacksonville.com or call them, 287-5727, and ask for the 1010XL special. It's Zero Res, man. You spell it forwards, it's Zero Res. You spell it backwards. It spells the same. Zero Res!
It's kind of like his own private locker, and you're his guest.
Every time we talk, I'm reinvigorated by my love of the game. Hey, it's Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Hayes Blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contract. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through June 30th. And financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
June is Men's Health Month, and here's your reminder to be proactive and get screened for early detection at Ackerman Cancer Center. Many cancer instances are largely preventable and treatable. So take steps now to minimize your risk factors at AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys Locksmith Service.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, let's cool down with a little golf update there at the Canadian Open before next week's U.S. Open. And some of the scores are starting to show in early here. They got an early start up there. I see some guys have already made the turn this morning at 9:42. Alex Smalley is your leader at -4. Let me find the first and only big name I could call it. Sam Burns Eats Worms is 2 under. You pick him in brunch?
I got Sam Burns Eats Worms.
I got Nick Taylor. He's -2 also, the Canadian. So those guys are each 2. Keith Mitchell, former dog, is -2. Yeah, that's it. But more than half the field is already out on the golf course. Let me see if I see Rory McIlroy. Is Rory gone off yet? Man, Oberg's played 7 holes already. He's even par. These guys got an early start, man. Can I get a Rory sighting? I'm worried about old Rory. I don't know what the hell's gone on with him the last month or month and a half, but he seems to be out in his zone somewhere. What am I doing here? Where's Rory McIlroy? Is he in the very... They're not going to make him play last? Man, there are too many people in this golf tournament. I just scrolled for 14 hours to get down to the bottom. I don't see Rory, so I don't know what time.
How do they determine what time they're going to tee off?
I don't know if they're... I know that the tour itself, because it used to be our guy Tom Alter who actually set the pairings as to... I know that if you're morning one week, for your first round, your afternoon the next. I think that's the only one that they really try. They don't get down to the I don't think the specifics of your actual tee time week to week. In other words, if you got the morning, they don't care if you got to go at 7:45 or 9:55. They typically will put the better players in, like kind of the middle. So if you got a morning round and it's going from 7:15 to 10:15, your big name players probably going to go off at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I don't know. Okay, Rory is 1 over through 7. The struggles continue for the number 2 golfer in the world. 1 over through 7. And there's something going on. Matt gave me some of his own guesses, and some made sense. I'm not going to repeat what he said. There's some personal issues going on here. And so I forget what Matt said. Here's one way to at least kind of look at it. So Rory had this highly publicized, unpublicized, at least at the very least, accusations about fidelity. You follow me?
Correct.
Yeah. And so after this period of Rory McIlroy, and any perhaps linkage to Amanda Balionis of CBS, and again, this rumor is thick and rich and juicy, and it included. By the way, if you follow that after it quote ended, and Rory went back to the wife, and some of the shots that Balionis was taking on social media, kind of slyly. Did you see some of those?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, she had a few living her best life kind of deal, So, how's this for a hypothesis? Here's Rory. The only thing missing from his golf career is Augusta. His life is in shambles. He's fooling around on the side. His wife is miserable. She doesn't feel like she's getting what she signed up for. The word is that, in fact, they went so far as filed for divorce. No, they were going to get divorced, Rory and his wife. And then at last second, they got back together. And I think, Rory maybe just decided, man, I got to get through Augusta, man. I got to just get my life in order. I can't have a lot of stuff going on. I need to win Augusta. Gets back with his wife. Everything's fine. He goes forward. He has a great start to the year. He wins Augusta. And since he's won Augusta, it's like everything's off again. And he just doesn't look happy. And he looks this, that, or the other. And you draw all these conclusions because all you can do is look at him. And so you just wonder, now that he's won Augusta, is there a little bit, okay, now what? And the personal life, there's too much smoke in what was going on last summer. Stuff going on that was inappropriate, ET. I've been doing this long enough. I know the look. I see the story. What to believe and what not to. It's never that far in crazy story that, people will just post anywhere. But at the end of the day, there's enough smoke there that there's something going on. There was something going on.
Something ain't right.
And something going on. And if wrong or right matters more when the dude is married. And so is the girl, for that matter. Anyway, suggestion now being, okay, you got through, you won the Masters, and you're kind of left with this, okay, now I'm back into a marriage I really wasn't all that good with. And I say that without knowing the specifics, but knowing that divorce was filed. And typically that is an indicator that marriage isn't going real great. Fair?
Fair.
So anyway, that's the golf world. Rory off to another yuck start. 1 over through 7, and your leader at the Canadian Open, just, pop open the champagne. If you had Alex Smalley, who is 4 under through just his first 6 holes. All right, I got more and more people are coming at me either on the text line or I just got stopped in the hallway here.
Oh, okay.
By expert account executive Stacey Haskell.
Expert.
Who said, hey, man, have you seen this show? Do you have Apple? I said, you bet I do. Have you seen this show Stick? Have you heard of this show Stick?
S-T-I-C-K.
Yeah, Stick.
Nah.
You'll like it.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. Stick is a show kind of Ted Lasso style. It's by the same guys that made Ted Lasso.
All right.
But it's golf. It's Owen Wilson, and it's, discovering a young kid and getting it together. I guess I haven't watched it yet, but that goes right to the top of the list.
Right to the top.
That sounds like a good one to me.
Stick.
Stick. Like swing the sticks. I'm assuming that's where it came from. And then I'll just do this with the idiocracy, and then we'll welcome in Jaguars today. And again, you guys think I'm kidding. By the way, yesterday's moment that I gave up to the idiocracy, I was reminded on the text line. Now I remember what it was. I surrendered the sword to the idiocracy yesterday. I quit. It wins. And that is when anyone, I don't care what they do, can package up their dirty bathwater as soap and sell it to you. the idiocracy has won. There's no more fighting going on. But I will continue to cite the examples of the movie coming true. One of the things from the idiocracy came true immediately. They put Crocs in the idiocracy as a joke, right? Like the ugliest, cheapest shoe that no one will ever wear. These are awful. Crocs was literally a punchline in the idiocracy. And what happened to Crocs?
Blew up.
Became the most popular freaking shoe you could put on a person, and it's still being sold now.
Oh yeah.
But I had to go to the story. Okay, in the film Idiocracy, everyone wears Crocs. A deliberate choice by the filmmakers. They used them because they were inexpensive, and the costume designer believed they were too unattractive to ever become popular. When the director, Mike Judge, was first shown the Crocs, he was worried they might become popular by the time it was released, but the costume designer assured him that Crocs were, quote, horrible and would never gain traction, but they actually became more popular after the filming. Thank God the bait stations still haven't popped up. But it's coming. I see the dispensary every other corner.
Yep.
All righty.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Yeah.
Tony is in the studio, or he will be joined by his Jaguars Today team. What y'all got? Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, we will be reacting to what's going on out at OTAs for the Jags as we get ready for a mandatory minicamp next week, but one more day on the field for them today. Dempsey was out there to see a little bit of that practice this morning, so we'll react to that. And we are asking today our question of the day, at which position will Travis Hunter have the most success in his Jacksonville Jaguars career?
In his career, I think they're starting him at receiver. I don't see him being weak enough in any area to not stay where they start him. I think he'll probably, and it's such a receiver's also an easier position to kind of numerate what you see, right? To put a value on. You get
for sure
all your credit at receiver. You probably don't get all your credit at corner. So I would say receiver.
Probably, but it is one of those questions where, we've had the discussions about if he is just great at one or the other, is that enough? Right, for the number 2 overall pick.
I think it is. If you're great. We haven't had many great players, right?
If you're great. Like, he's got the potential maybe to be really good to great at both.
Correct.
We just don't know where exactly it's going to land, which is what leads to questions like this. And there's a reason why when the Jaguars post the kind of highlight they did a couple days ago of him playing defense and, batting that ball away and almost intercepting it in that really athletic play, there's a reason the whole football world reacts to it. Right?
For sure.
Hunter he's his own kind of star. Jacksonville's never seen this kind of thing coming to town ever. It's very rare that anywhere in the NFL has seen this kind of thing coming to town ever.
Correct. And look, again, I mentioned guys that way back in the day when it was a different sport, you had to play both ways.
We went through it a couple weeks ago, and these are numbers that Hunter will be chasing that haven't been touched in 80 years.
Right. Don Hudson's the only guy that has the only comparative for Travis Hunter in NFL history is Don Hudson.
It's crazy.
And that's even in an era where they were playing both ways. And he's the only comparison that you could use for Hunter. Look, I'm going to stand by this. I think he's going to play an awful lot on both sides, and he'll impress probably pretty equally. They didn't draft a guy. They didn't move up and draft a guy to play him 10% of the snaps one way or the other. Especially these first couple of years. He's going to play a lot of football.
And he's got a kind of personality that matches here as big as it is. Right, that he gets asked questions about what he's into, what are you doing? And he's just like, I just want to go hit the water. That's his personality. It's like, well, you found the right spot for that.
That's a good. Again, we have another top pick who fits in nicely where he's like Trevor was a good fit here when everyone said he wasn't. This is a comfortable place for him. This can't be right. So I'm not going to read it, but I'm reading a story here. There's now a in New York City made for men to relieve stress, which would make another aspect of. Certainly there's not an in New York City, is there?
One of those. I have no idea.
You guys stress relief? Ever heard of those stress balls or anything? Since when is stress relief just going full tilt?
Yeah, I don't know.
A little stressed right now. Excuse me. This show has gone off the rails, and we're putting more nasty in the 9 o'clock than it needs.
I love it.
I will see you tomorrow. Matt Every is back in studio with us. We got all our fun Friday traditions, including I think the mailbag gets open tomorrow. That'll be fun. Speaking of idiocracy, Jaguars Today is coming up next. It's been a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday.
The Drill.
From the